works for MTV. I haven't seen her on there, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But she claims to be working on MTV. I've seen her once in a while.
I think anybody can make that claim.
She's like a really good-looking girl, like model caliber.
She has a job with one of those hair care products. She models for them.
Yeah. She's real good-looking, so they gave her a show on CNBC, which is basically a radio station, except with pictures. And she's interviewing the black guy from Star Trek who plays...
The Klingon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Him, who's a real good-looking guy underneath all that makeup.
Yes.
And Counselor Troy.
Okay.
The woman on Star Trek.
Yes. Deanna Troy.
Yes, yeah, Deanna Troy. So,
I don't know their real names.
Me neither. So she's interviewing them, taking phone calls, and some guy calls in and he says, Daisy, would you like Howard Stern's meat? So Counselor Troy and the black dude, the Klingon, start cracking up.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
They were really having a good laugh, and Daisy Fuentes was cracking up. But the answer was even better. She goes, yeah, I really would like Howard's meat.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that must have... You sure you weren't dreaming?
No, I'm almost positive this
really happened.
I'm 99% sure.
Were you alone?
Yeah, I was alone downstairs, so I can't be sure. It's sort of like if a tree falls in the woods, you know, it really fell. So I...
Did anybody see this but you?
No. So if anybody has confirmation of this, it was the funniest thing. I mean, I just turned it on for 2 seconds, and all of a sudden it was like, what? Hey, Daisy, you want Howard Stern's meat? And she was like, yeah. I was laughing for 20 minutes downstairs.
Great.
Yeah. She goes, yeah. And I'm like, whoa, don't even do this to me. Because I'm sitting home thinking about girls, you know. And Daisy Fuentes comes on and wants my meat.
How'd you manage to be alone at that time of the evening?
Well, Robin, let's see. How did I manage that one?
Because that's pretty late, that show. It's like 8, 9 o'clock.
Being married and having kids is like really weird. You feel like you're a little kid again because you always have to find ways of sneaking off and being by yourself.
Right.
I think I told my wife I had to go downstairs and do some work. So I was down in my office. And she was upstairs cleaning the house or something or doing something with the kids. So I went downstairs and just said, I got a lot to do. And I watched TV. And I'm watching CNBC.
All right. With Daisy Fuentes.
Yeah, Daisy Fuentes. But she wasn't wearing anything good.
Well, she always sits behind a desk anyway.
Yeah, she's got a little bit of a double chin.
You think?
Yeah.
I know what it is. I think it's a Pantene commercial she does.
Yes.
Where she's throwing her hair around.
Yeah, she's got good hair.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going, man, I should be out with Daisy. I should be picking her. As soon as if I was single, as soon as I know CNBC tapes over in Jersey.
Sure.
Just get my car, go right over to Jersey and pick her up with my meat.
Why not have your car there to pick her up and bring her to you?
Yeah, so my meat will be available to her. My meat. If you want Howard Stern's meat. Anyway, if anyone's got that call, give us a call here at the radio station. Good morning, everybody. We'll talk about my Tonight Show appearance and all kinds of stuff right after.
Yeah, I wanted to hear your assessment.
I'm anxious to tell you.
Did you get my message, by the way?
What message? What are you talking about?
I called you.
You called me?
Yes.
When did you call me?
Saturday.
I didn't know that. You know what? I didn't know that.
I didn't hear from you. I figured, maybe he's not checking that machine.
What'd you call about?
I just called because Saturday night. I wanted to know what you thought. I mean, Friday night.
Oh, I would have been I was giving everyone else a discourse. I would have been happy to give you one. All right,
I missed out.
You missed out, but you didn't miss out for long. I'll do it for you now. All right, well...
I thought you just weren't returning my calls anymore.
No, I know why I probably didn't get your message is because the answering machine downstairs was doing weird things.
Yeah?
Well, yeah, because Ratso called me over the weekend, and my machine doesn't turn off. It just records my whole conversation.
Oh.
And...
so you had no more tape?
So I ran it backwards to try to erase Ratso's message and might have inadvertently erased every message on there.
Oh.
That's what probably happened to your message. What day did you call?
I told you, Saturday morning.
Yeah, because he called Saturday afternoon late. So by the time I went in to listen to the messages, I probably erased it because I was all pissed off at my answering machine. I mean, you know, I want my wife hearing every word I say for the damn machine. So I took it and erased everything. All right, me and technology.
Have some privacy.
Yeah, really. All right, let's take a break, Rob, and I'll come back.
I got to tell you, I actually walked by Jackie Onassis' house over the weekend.
You rollerbladed by, or
Well, no, I was on foot.
Well, you have more respect than her son. All right, we'll talk
Did
about.
you see that?
Yeah, we'll talk about all this right when we come back.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
All right. All right, it's a good day today. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Just trying to mellow out here, Robin.
Okay.
Just have to mellow out. So what do you want to talk about first?
Well, lots
Oh,
going on.
wait a second. Here's the guy. He's got the phone call.
It really happened.
This is Ponce de la Phone. This is really funny. Hey, Ponce, did you make this call?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that was you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Figures. This guy makes a lot of good ones.
Well, it was funny. I was thinking, Ponce, what does he just keep his tape rolling and he just knows what Howard's watching?
No, he's got it together, this Ponce de la Phone.
All right.
Thank you, Howard.
So here it is. Daisy Fuentes has her own little TV show on CNBC where she takes phone calls. It's a radio show on TV. And she was interviewing Diane Roy from Star Trek, whatever her thing is. She's the one who can read minds. And the black guy who plays the Klingon.
Worf.
Lieutenant Worf. Worf, make it so. And
Captain.
all right, Captain. And Daisy Fuentes gets the following phone call from Ponce de la Phone.
Want to hear it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, go back to the phones. Frank from Massachusetts is on the phone. Frank, are you there?
Hi, Daisy.
Hi.
Do you want Howard Stern's meat?
Me personally, well, yeah, okay. Okay, let's move on to bigger and better things, shall we?
She wants my meat.
Good one, Daisy. Yes, let's move on to Pat from Michigan.
Right.
Are you on the line, Pat?
All right.
What was that, Robin?
You didn't tell me all that went on.
Yeah.
You said, let's move on to bigger and better things.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
You just missed that.
I didn't pay attention to that. I didn't even hear it this time. She said she wanted my meat.
I don't know if she was saying that.
What? Well, listen again. Hey, Ponce, play that again, will you?
Okay, hold on.
I'm
Ponce.
trying to decide if she was going, yeah, right, sure, let's move
No.
on.
She went like, hey, Ponce, you saw it.
Yeah.
Wasn't she going like, yeah, I want his meat?
She really wanted it.
Yeah, she wanted my meat. And I was going
I'll
crazy.
have to see the tape now.
I'm sitting at home alone Saturday night going, ooh, I want to drive over there and give her my meat.
You were watching when this happened?
Yeah, it was weird. I was just tuning by.
Yeah, how often do you wind up watching CNBC?
Yeah, I mean, no one watches. You know what? I don't think there's a show on CNBC you can watch for more than 2 minutes. Like, everyone's saying Tom Snyder is, like, really good on CNBC. I don't think I can last more than 2 minutes through his show. It's really weird. Like, you get into it, and you watch for a second, and then you're off. I don't know why that is. But even her show, as good-looking as she is, I was just tuning by, and I was getting real bored. And then all of a sudden she said, let's take a call. And I said, let me hear the call.
So you stayed for the phone call?
Yeah, I went to see
and
if
got a treat.
I went to see if it was some weird Trekkie who had some obscure piece of information they wanted cleared up.
Did you watch that Star Trek marathon this weekend?
Sure did, but I was also watching the basketball game. It was a tough decision whether to go with the Star Trek marathon because they were playing the one where Patrick Stewart got taken by the Borg, and I've never seen that one before.
Oh, yeah, that was a great one.
And I was too lazy to get up and put a tape in. And then I figured, well, maybe Ralph taped it. He'll give it to me. But
it was just interesting because they went to one of those, the number one, whatever his name is.
yeah. Commander Riker, make it so.
Yeah, he made a surprise appearance at one of those, it's a big convention.
Yeah.
And it was very funny because he's sitting there saying, I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm going to surprise everybody. I said, of course, there are television cameras around. That's why you're there.
Commander Riker, make it so. Number one, make it so.
So he steps out on this stage, and they go crazy.
Yeah, the groupies, the Trekkies.
Go crazy. And then he tours all around, and you see they have action figures.
Yeah.
And even during the marathon, they were selling Star Trek stuff. They had the Star Trek pins.
And these aren't little kids applauding him.
No, these are grown. I mean, they were selling, those communication devices and the pens on TV.
Yeah.
I thought this is incredible.
Don't make too much fun. Fred has like 2 of those communication communicators. He actually contacts Mars with those. Hey, anyway, I just play that again because I want Robert to realize the seriousness of Daisy Fuentes wanting my meat.
She really did. I'm telling you, Howard.
I'm telling you, had to see it, Robert.
I just hear the comments she's making.
Like the question caught her off guard, but when she thought about it, she went with it.
You hear her answer. She says, me personally? Yeah, I want his meat. Go ahead.
All right.
Actually, go back to the phone. Frank from Massachusetts is on the phone. Frank, are you there?
Hi, Daisy.
Hi.
Do you want Howard Stern's meat?
Me personally, well, yeah, okay. Okay, let's move on to bigger and better things, shall we? Let's move on to Pat from Michigan. Right. Are you on the line, Pat?
All right. Yeah, I'm here.
See, did you hear the bigger and better
Well,
thing?
first of all, Daisy Fuentes is about as witty as a flea. She didn't even know she made a joke. The other guy had to point it out. She was just saying, hey, let's move on, to bigger and better things. And then realized afterwards that she'd actually said something quite funny.
They found the joke.
Yeah, right. They found the joke for her.
Oh, dear.
She didn't find the joke on her own. Trust me. She needs my brain in that head. But, hey, what do you think of that? She wants my meat. I would give her my meat. I would give her my meat.
Oh, like that's a hard thing to get.
It is. I haven't given it to anyone in 20 years.
You were offering constantly.
If Daisy Fuentes comes in here today, I'll give her my meat. She can do whatever she wants with it.
Then if she really wants it, I expect her to be here.
Like a rabid dog, she'll be here, frothing for my meat. Meat. What is that? Hey, guess what? I was fined by the FCC on Friday again. 200,000. Is that in the paper? It's hardly ever in the paper. I didn't even see it.
Well, there's a little box. Everybody's gotten so used to you being fined.
Yeah.
They just sort of mention it and give a total and go on.
Yeah, well, it was real weird. The FCC gave good news and bad news. They allowed the company we work for, Infinity Broadcasting, to buy that radio station in Washington.
Yes.
But in order not to make them feel like they were,
getting away scot-free.
Yeah, they fined me $200,000. I think I was fined for going on the Tonight Show.
Fine for being popular.
Someone who read I don't even read the complaints anymore. Someone who read it said, this one's totally ludicrous.
Well, it says, in the paper, how they describe what you did this time.
Yeah. What is that, USA Today?
Yes.
Because in the local papers, they don't even mention that I was fined again.
Well, yeah, and it's not like a big deal. I'm telling you, you get about an inch.
Yeah. I mean, that should be a full page that, again, the government is now censoring. What is my total of fines up to? Does it say?
They say $1.7 million, but that seems low to me.
No, we were at 2.1, so we got to be at 2.3 at this point.
Yeah, so they are missing some of the fines.
2.3 is nothing to sneeze at.
You should have one of those things like they have at a telephone.
A toad.
Yeah. What's our toad?
Although I realize my place in history is now secure, no one will ever beat my record for FCC fines. No one will ever beat my record. I'm like the Babe Ruth of FCC fines.
Well, this is what they say you did. This time, it's for broadcasting language describing sexual activities and organs in patently offensive terms.
Yeah, they won't even say what I did. And if you read read what I did, you couldn't find one patently, or patently, as they say, patently offensive thing.
Well, they say that you did this on 2 occasions.
Yeah, 2 occasions.
So I guess it's $100,000 for each time.
Yeah, well, I know what's going on there. I know the whole scene. I can almost guess what happened. That commissioner who has it in for me said, well, you guys better fine him because I'm going to look like a fool if I vote for... I just know exactly what's going on.
Maybe they're fining you for having a movie deal.
Yeah, maybe. You know what it is? Every time something big goes on in my career, do you notice that? Is this more than coincidence? Last time they fined me, it was the night of my pay-per-view special, when it looked like we were going to have the highest-grossing pay-per-view special of all time.
And we did.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
And they fined me for that. And then I went on the Tonight Show to announce my movie deal, and they fined me that day. They were afraid another big announcement was coming where I might actually spread my wickedness all over the country. Remember the time I got fined when my daughter got a good report card? They always like to rain in my parade.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like real weird. It's like real weird. But now the fines are like, I don't know why the press just accepts it, but I'm just fined and nobody even reports it.
Is there a transcript with this one?
Well,
somewhere.
There sure is one, yeah, but they don't put it in the paper.
I remember the first couple of times I got fined by the FCC. Everybody ran around here giving me transcripts. I had to study them to see what I was doing and to understand what the government was saying. And then eventually we realized nobody could understand what the government was saying. Neither the government or us could figure it out. No lawyer could figure it out. So now nobody even reads the complaints. I haven't even seen a copy. I mean, it was not even a big deal. I didn't even receive a phone call from anybody. I was on CompuServe and happened to check in and see what was going on.
And they told you there.
Yeah, I read a blurb that I'd been fined again.
Yeah, I didn't know it until I saw it in the paper today.
Yeah, it caught me by surprise. Nobody even cares because nobody's paying anything. It's just one old guy going after me. It's so laughable at this point. And now, like, they appointed a new FCC commissioner, this guy Reed Hunt, and they just swore in 2 women who just got appointed to the FCC. So now it's getting harder and harder for him to find me because he's got to now get all these new people to go along with this ridiculousness.
They're not in that situation where they need him for a quorum, is it?
Yeah, right. So now it's like, I hope this is his last hurrah. I mean...
Well, when is his term up? My goodness, wasn't he appointed by Nixon?
He's 81 years old. I keep praying that he's going to, you know...
What is it, like the Supreme Court? You can never get rid of them?
We keep praying that, like, the guy's 81 years old, he'll either retire or die.
Just a minute, Jackie O is gone.
Yeah, and he's still alive. I keep going, maybe he'll jump in the hole with Jackie O and I'll be done with the guy. Jackie O. I'm so sick of Jackie O coverage. I can't tell you about what a great lady she was.
Well, they have elevated her to saint.
Yeah. Jackie O standing around while her husband's cheating.
Oh, please, you and the husband cheating. That's his offense, not hers.
You know, she hated Frank Sinatra because Frank Sinatra introduced her husband to a woman, Judith Exner, that he ended up having an affair with.
Well...
So of course, instead of hating her husband, she hates Frank Sinatra. That makes total sense.
Trying to hold her marriage together.
Yeah, she was real clear. And as soon as he kicks, she runs off and marries a guy for money. What a great lady.
It wasn't right away. It was 4 years later. She gave a good, decent time of mourning there.
She married him because he was a piece of ass.
He was a good-looking guy, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. Henry Kissinger laughs at him. Hey, Ponce, thanks, bro.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Good phone call.
Okay. You also got another one there to Jerry Jones that I made with Kathleen Sullivan hates you, too.
Hey, this guy makes great phone calls. Well, let me play a couple of yours.
We have a whole collection.
Let me play a few. As long as I got Ponce on the phone, let me play a couple. Gary, bring in the... Oh, here it is. I got it right here. Ponce de la Phone. Then I'll tell you all about the Tonight Show and everything that went on backstage. Ponce de la Phone. Which one is real good?
The Jerry Jones and Kathleen Sullivan to CNBC.
Who is Jerry Jones?
Here's what I got. Psychic talks about Robin.
No, that's not that.
The Cable Love Doctor. The Chinese Channel. And Religious Channel. Are any of those?
Those aren't mine.
Those aren't yours?
No.
These are on Ponce's.
Some are Ponce.
But where is Ponce and Kathleen Turner? I know.
Ponce with Kathleen Turner?
Kathleen Sullivan.
Oh, Kathleen Sullivan.
The old newswoman.
Hold on.
The very old and heavy newswoman. I love those commercials with her where she says, I lost 16 pounds, and then up on the screen comes, no, she lost 17 pounds. She don't even know what she's talking about. And then
dizzy from not eating.
And then you look at her and you go, boy, she could use another 30.
What happened to her?
I don't know. She fell apart quick. Here's Ponce de la Phone and Kathleen Sullivan with Jerry Jones, whoever that is.
We continue now with the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, Jerry Jones. And Jerry, there's a caller from you, Paul from California. Good evening.
Good evening. Hi, Jerry.
Paul, good evening.
I called to get your thoughts on Howard Stern's penis.
Oh, very good. You know, Jerry, you may know that there is this little Howard Sternism, and I just hope, sir, that you are not as unattractive as Mr. Stern is, but I guess most of his followers are, and we don't appreciate that in broadcasting anymore. From Oklahoma now, Jerry, I know I'm going to take it right on the nose for the comment I just made. Jerry.
I don't know what Howard Stern looks like.
Wait, I think she was still rapping about me.
Sorry.
What did you say?
She was saying that she hoped the caller, who was a Howard Stern fan, was not as unattractive as you are. But
what do you look like?
No, I'm pretty good looking.
Are you?
Yeah.
So you're not as unattractive as I am?
Well, she understands that most of your fans are.
Oh.
And they in broadcasting do not appreciate this anymore.
Oh, she speaks for all broadcasting.
I don't think she's in broadcasting.
Daisy Fuentes seemed to appreciate it.
And then she realizes that she's going to take it on the nose for making fun of you.
Oh, do you think that she wants my meat. You should have followed up. But what about Howard Stern's meat? Do you want it? Would you comment on Howard Stern's penis? Yeah, she'll take it on the nose, all right. She already took it on the nose, judging from her appearance. She took it in the mouth.
What? Have you seen her recently? She let her hair go gray.
She looks awful.
It's black with a lot of gray in it. She looks really old.
It's interesting that she's commenting on my appearance when she looks so damn bad.
She's not that cute young thing in the puffy sweater anymore.
Yeah. And I like how she's talking about all broadcasters. Meanwhile, she's not a broadcaster. She's in weight loss. She's in the Richard Simmons business. And you know what's funny? She's not even losing weight. She's in the weight loss business and isn't losing any weight.
We continue now with the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, Jerry Jones. And Jerry, there's a caller from you, Paul from California. Good evening.
She's even a little confused. She goes, there's a caller from you.
Yeah.
Good evening. Hi, Jerry.
Paul, good evening.
I called to get your thoughts on Howard Stern's penis.
Oh, very good. You know, Jerry...
First she says it's good, then she says it's bad. Oh, very good.
Oh, well, you're taking that out of...
Why don't you let the guy answer?
And I just hope...
It's a little Howard Sternism. What is that?
I think what she's saying is there's a tradition going around in broadcasting where your fans call in and mention your name.
There's a little Howard Sternism.
That you are not as unattractive Mr. Stern is, but I guess...
She's like bleeding out actual words.
Yes.
You're not unattractive, Mr. Stern is.
Most of his followers are, and we don't appreciate that in broadcasting anymore.
Anymore. They used to appreciate it.
Yeah, I want to know. I want to go back to a time when
they did appreciate it. There was a time when we get a call about Howard Stern's penis and appreciate it. I understand that. But at this point, most broadcasters, I think, would agree that we don't appreciate it. We're in a whole new mode.
There's been a vote taken.
Yeah.
Does she have some kind of speech impediment?
Obviously.
She's swallowing her words.
Sure sounds like it, or she's real nervous thinking about my penis.
I think without a script there, she has a
she's eating?
tendency to leave out words. You think it was eating?
You ever do Weight Watchers, man? You starve on that. Let's be honest. I'm allowed 4 ounces of cod right now.
Pardon my speech, I'm chewing on my tongue.
Yeah.
I make you boil chicken.
Yeah, I have my pouch of chicken with sauce. It's like, hey, how about a little more chicken, a little less sauce? Tastes just like real food. Yeah. I'm gnawing on Mr. Jones's finger.
From Oklahoma now, Gary, I know I'm going to take it right on the nose for the comment I just made. Gary?
I don't know what Howard Stern looks like. So.
Well, I don't know what it looks like, and I've certainly never seen the man with his pants off, so I really can't comment on it.
Stop chewing on my arm.
She's a hungry broadcaster. What kind of broadcaster is she?
She's a retired broadcaster,
Yeah.
from what I understood.
Certainly doing that show hasn't taken her out of retirement.
Well, they retired her from network television. Now
Oh, yeah?
Wasn't that like CNBC?
Yeah. Something like that.
But I don't think she has a regular show. She was just sort of sitting there that night, wasn't she?
I can imagine being a scrub for CNBC. That's pretty low. Dick Cavett even has a regular show. Speaking of Dick Cavett, he hasn't called us. I guess he's still in mourning over
I'm
Jackie O.
sure that he'll be attending the personal funeral. It was funny because I was looking in the paper this weekend to see who Jackie had called. You know, there were certain people she called to be at her bedside the day she croaked.
Yeah. Who was it?
A couple of friends, you know, one of those, a couple of those high society hoity-toity types.
Yeah.
And then this one guy who was a writer, I think, and Carly Simon. She actually requested
Really?
that Carly Simon be there.
Wow. That's cool. See if you can get Carly on the show, like a interviewer about.
How do you get that?
Yeah, how do we make that happen?
She wouldn't come on the show when she liked us.
I know. Who are you telling me won't come on the show? Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy.
What's his deal?
Well, I saw that he was, doing promotion for this movie, and I figured
he's too big a star.
This is as good a shot as we'll ever have to get him because,
he needs it.
He needs it. And they said, no way. I saw he was in town for Letterman like a month ago, and I can't even get his publicist on the phone. She keeps calling me back when she knows I'm not here to tell me that he's not available.
Oh.
Well, he's on such a career role, I don't think he needs us.
It would be dangerous for him.
Yeah, we might ruin him.
Ruin that good thing he's got going.
Yeah. Looks like another bomb coming out for Eddie.
Oof.
That Beverly Hills Cop 3. And like I've seen some of the clips from it. It's everything they did in Beverly Hills Cop 1.
Well, you know what he says is, if you like 1, you'll like 3.
Yeah, forget 2.
And then he says, it has nothing to do with Beverly Hills. I'm not actually in Beverly Hills for this one. I'm in an amusement park. But we had to call it Beverly Hills Cop so that people would know what I was doing.
Oh. No, we know what you're doing.
Oh, he can't put on a police uniform and we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, it's like another sucky bomb for Eddie.
It's called Going Back to the Well one more time.
Yeah.
Well, he's one of those typical guys that said he would never go back and do that movie again.
Right.
But then every movie failed. So this is supposed to be like, this is the franchise. Like, this is the one he can go back to and have a definite hit
So he can do 5 more bombs.
Yeah.
But this is supposed to be a definite hit.
No, it's called losing your sense of humor. It hits a lot of guys.
Well, I actually taped the Letterman show on Friday night to see what he was up to.
Yeah, he was on opposite me on Letterman, and I guess Letterman was banking on him to beat me in the ratings for Leno.
Yeah,
but
Letterman was treating him like he was the Pope.
I'm sure that, well, that's how you got to treat Eddie Murphy, or else he doesn't come on your show. And I'm sure he probably did win in the ratings because he's much better known than I am nationally. I'm only known in parts of the country, some of the major cities and stuff. I'm sure, like in New York, we beat Eddie Murphy. It was really me against Eddie Murphy.
Right, yeah. It wasn't Letterman against Leno.
And Letterman doesn't like Eddie Murphy. I mean, I can guess that knowing Letterman a little bit.
Well, it was pretty funny watching the interview where Letterman's trying to actually have a conversation with a guy who just doesn't even want to be bothered. He's like, I have to go out and promote this movie, so I'm going to sit here in this chair, ask me a question.
And you know what's weird about it? Like, Jackie, you knew Eddie Murphy before he became famous. He was like a real talkative guy. I mean, he was funny and he was outgoing. Yeah, very loose. And now it's like he's created this persona of,
Don't come out looking tired, Eddie.
Yeah. Like, hey, dude, why don't you do something funny? Maybe then someone would go see your movie.
Man, I'm with my wife and my kids.
Yeah, well, but why don't do something funny? Maybe someone would be motivated to go see your film.
Yeah, we want to hear that.
Yeah.
How you hang with your wife and your kids.
Yeah.
And the names of your children. That's very important to me, Eddie.
Right. Was that the whole interview?
Yeah, Dave says, so you got 3 kids now? You're having another baby, so that'll be 3 kids. And he goes, yeah, we've seen the sonogram. It's going to be a girl. And so it'll be, and he rattles off all the names.
Yeah, that's funny.
The Waltons.
Yeah, like who cares? Yeah. The problem with Dave is that now he's getting these really cool guests on because he's #1, but you got to kiss their ass.
Yeah, well, he tried to get a little on the edge with Eddie, and Eddie slapped him right down.
Really?
Yeah, he says to Eddie, man, where did you... Eddie was sitting there with Fort Knox.
On his fingers?
On his wrist.
Yeah.
Okay? That's how much gold was in this watch.
Right.
And Dave says, man, where do you get a watch like that? Look at that watch. What kind of watch is that? He goes, oh, man, he ain't going to do that. He says, I saw Dr. Dre on a show the other day, and the guy sold 50 billion records, and the guy says, look at all of Dr. Dre's rings. Don't do that.
Way to go.
I said, what do you wear a watch like that for? You don't want anybody to look at it?
Don't notice it.
It's like Chuck
You're
Woolery.
blinded by the lights bouncing off of it.
Chuck Woolery, the game show host, he wears a giant watch, and he shows it off on that dating game he does.
He sticks it in their face, kind of.
Yeah, he goes, I'll be back at 2 and 2, and he holds it right up to the camera.
Yeah, he says, look at my watch.
He's
Forget my
proud.
face.
Look at my watch. Look at that fancy watch I'm wearing. Hey, Ponce. Ponce has a couple other calls, but I got to take a break. I'll play them when I come back.
Okay.
All right, man.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Ponce de la Phone, everyone.
The Howard Stern Show.
Oh, all right. So anyway, I go on the Tonight Show Friday. I'll tell you one thing good about going on the Tonight Show versus Letterman. They really roll out the red carpet for me. They're so grateful that I go on Leno. I mean, Leno obviously having a hard time, with Dave being #1 and everything.
They really appreciated your being there.
Yeah. Leno gave me this really cool basket, one of those baskets Jackie would steal.
Yeah.
It had cookies and champagne and mineral water and just all different kinds of things. And it was from Jay directly. Jay even wrote me a note saying thanks again. And Jay was like really appreciative that I didn't buckle under and go on the Letterman show.
Yeah, I guess he sees a lot of that going on.
Yeah. He just said, hey, thanks for being a man of your word. You know, you promised me you would come on, and you did. And even though Letterman called you like 2 days after I booked you and said, hey, come on the show. Well, and I said to him, I would do the same for Dave. I mean, if he books me, I'll go on.
Right, you just could keep your commitment.
Yeah, I don't feel right telling Jay no after I told him yes. But quite frankly, the good thing about the Tonight Show is to go on there, and it's pretty much, you know, it's the Howard Stern Show featuring Jay Leno and Paulina Porizkova. Yeah, whoever else he has on.
Branford's working with you.
Yeah, Branford and I work better than Jay and Branford. It's painfully obvious that I should be the host of the Tonight Show after I go on there.
Well, after watching, I said, you know what? He would be. You would kill in late night.
I know,
you
but
would just kill. You would slay everyone around.
You know, but I'm going to be doing what I most want to do, to be honest with you. That was the point of my big announcement. In case anyone didn't hear it, I signed a deal for a major motion picture, and it's all, you know, and it's like one of these things where I have a signed contract and it's all done, and
everything is done. All I's have been dotted, all T's have been crossed.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. I never even got a chance to say congratulations. I was so proud of your performance.
I'd like to tell you the name of my new movie. It's called Beverly Hills Cop 4. I know it has nothing to do with Beverly Hills. It doesn't take place in Beverly Hills.
You want everybody
and
to know
you're not Axel Foley.
Yeah, I'm not Axel Foley. I just want everyone to know what I'm up to. Good luck, Eddie. Good luck with that one. So,
what I was going to say before, you were sitting on the couch and you started talking to Paulina. And it was a two-shot. There was you and her talking, and you could almost read the director's mind. All of a sudden he said, what do we do? We got to get Jay in this shot.
Well,
and then
Jay,
it was a three-shot. It was very...
But Jay was smart about it. You know, if you think Jay isn't learning about television, he is. He even said to me, before Paulina came out, he turned to me, and I thought this was very gracious. He said, I know you're going to want to do your thing with Paulina. You feel free. Just go ahead, and I'll lay back.
Yeah.
So it was like... It was cool.
That's very nice of him, but he knows you're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but the smart thing is, he doesn't even have to interrupt Jay, and Jay's not going to try to wrest control of the interview.
Yeah, it wasn't like Jay was like flipping out and going, hey, I have to be in control here. He was willing to give up some control because he knew that's what I do best.
Just kind of enjoy
And not only that, what was he going to talk to Paulina about anyway?
Actually, Jay said, I'm not sure I even have a question for her. But... she does look hot, boy, I tell you.
How cute is she in person?
Oh, Lord.
I told Howard before he even saw her. I saw her getting out of her limousine.
Yeah.
And first of all, this beautiful blonde woman got out before, and I was like, oh, who's that? And then Paulina gets out.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, that's Paulina. And she had her hair up in rollers.
And she still looked good.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I know. When you're in rollers and you look good. And she's really super tall, which drives me crazy. The only thing that I could criticize Paulina for was she was wearing stockings. That was sort of a turnoff.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
She had on a micro mini skirt with these kind of shiny stockings, and it was like it would have been really cool just to see her legs.
Bare legs. Is
yeah.
what you would have done. You'd have gone with the bare leg look.
Well, it was real weird. I thought, because we were doing, you know...
Well, let me just say that beautiful blonde woman turned out to be her mother.
Yeah, I know. Her mother was a piece of
gorgeous.
ass. In fact, me and Buckwell were going to do a double date.
Oh. Yeah, I saw you two back there planning.
Yeah, he says, I'll take the mother, you take Paulina. I said, I tell you what, I'm going to take my car home because I know I'm not getting anywhere. And neither are you. So,
how old's her mother?
Her mother's a young woman.
Yeah,
it's really weird. Her mother's really good looking. You know how sometimes you see
she
some of those...
like she could be her sister.
You know how sometimes you see some of those supermodels and their moms are real pigs and you go, whoa,
how did that happen?
That's what she's going to look like in a couple of years?
Yeah.
But the mom was really hot. Really hot.
I really did believe it was her sister.
Yeah. I did too. So, anyway, what was cool about it too is they let me... get a hotel room anywhere I wanted because you have to hang out because I'm here so damn early. So they let you get a hotel room wherever you want. Letterman would never do that for you.
He does put you up, but he puts you up in a place he decides.
Right. One thing about doing Letterman versus Leno, when you do the Leno show, it's your show. It's a big deal that you're going on. When you do the Letterman show, it's sort of like, hey, Dave's the man. And
you come to his house.
He's letting you come to his house, and and Dave's got to do a couple of put downs of you, You know, and it's just like...
Yeah, we got to work Dave in here.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's all concerned about Dave. Dave is the primary concern.
And there's got to be...
Never about you.
And if you're going to be on here, there's going to be a pre-interview. And I'm like, well, I think that really sucks. Because you know what? I don't do any pre-interview on Leno's show. In fact, I didn't even know what I was going to talk about.
Leno never talked to you.
No. He just came into the dressing room ahead of time to tell me that basically he was real grateful that I was doing the show, which was cool, get my ass kissed like that.
But none of the other staff approaches you. You don't even see any of those segment producers or...
Well, a segment producer came in and said to me, Howard, in about 5 minutes, let's sit down and do your pre-interview. And I said, hey, man, he goes, hey, it's a joke.
Was that right?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Because I was about to yell at him, go, hey, I'm not doing any damn...
All wound
I was all wound up. And then all of a sudden it was like, hey, it's a joke.
Yeah, calm down.
Yeah, why don't you mellow out? It was funny. It was real funny. So, you know, I caught a snooze, went over there. You get over to the Tonight Show. I'm sitting around, you know, doing the makeup thing and all that. And you see all those black guys that hang around with Branford? You didn't even see all those black guys.
No, when I saw Branford, he was alone with you.
Yeah, well, see, in California, it's different.
Yeah, because they have their own setup.
Yeah, there's 50,000 black guys that all, like, have a posse or something.
Yeah. But Branford is like the United Nations. He employs all kinds of people. You know, his assistant is a white girl.
Yeah.
His manager was an Asian woman.
Is that right?
Yeah, he introduced me to the manager. She's Asian.
It did look like the United Nations when we first walked into that dressing room. You know, that makeup room. Yeah. I was wondering what was going on. There was a real good-looking blonde makeup girl there who was blowing me off, like not even giving me the time of day.
Yeah, she was being very...
yeah, that's a cool move.
Beauty.
I see that a lot with really good-looking girls. They want to show me that they're not impressed.
Yeah, you got to talk to them first.
Yeah, so I just ignored her. That was what was going on for me. With all those people in the room, I was just checking out the blonde.
Forget everybody else. There's this blonde girl who's having a thing with me.
I was pretending to be single for about 5 minutes and how I would play this whole thing and get a date with her. That's what was going on there.
You're a mess.
Yeah.
You're constantly thinking.
Thinking about dating.
It doesn't take a second for you to slip into that mode.
No.
You could be going on the Tonight Show. It doesn't matter.
No, I'm thinking about chicks. And how cool it would be to be on the Tonight Show and then afterwards go out and get laid.
If it could get you date.
Yeah. So, anyway, it was pretty sedate back there. I don't know if you saw anything wild going on.
No, not really. Because everything was so spread out. I didn't know where anything was. That's not their usual base of operation, so nobody really had a home.
Yeah.
You couldn't roam around there and see what was going on.
Well, it was weird. I was coming into the building, and to me, this is something I've argued with about 10 times with Jay Leno. So I'm coming into the building, and I came in from underneath the building. And I'm walking up to go on the Tonight Show, and all of a sudden, you're walking by the audience.
Yeah.
They were putting them into elevators, and I go, wait a second, stop, everyone. I don't want to walk in front of the audience. I said, aren't you guys into show business at all? I said, if the audience sees you now, and a lot of the people there were my fans, it's not as exciting when you come out to do the Tonight Show.
Did that happen when you used to do Letterman?
Yeah, you just have to pile through.
Yeah, that's the NBC setup.
Yeah, it was weird. Like they have nowhere to put you. It's like just not thought out. And
I thought that was very strange. You have to go by a ton, and it's not even like a small group.
Yeah, you have to do a meet and greet. You have to go past the whole line of audience. The audience is waiting online, and you have to walk by. So I said, wait a second. There's got to be another way past this crowd. So I had them take me through the kitchen, and we're walking through these back. I worked at NBC for a year or two. I didn't even know what was going on. We were in some back kitchen I didn't even know existed.
You must have been in one of the restaurants.
I don't know. I don't even think I was in the building. I don't know where I was, but we were walking and walking for days. But I said, hey, I refuse. I didn't know they thought I was being a prima donna, but I said, guys, let's make it a little exciting when I walk out there. The audience shouldn't be so bored with me that I just drove by. I just walked by them and did a meet and greet.
Yeah, they almost shoved me in the line.
Yeah, I know. Why don't you wait here?
You want to talk about the difference between the looseness of Letterman and Leno?
Yeah.
You know, Letterman comes out about a minute before the show and just says hello to everybody, and then he comes out and does the show. Leno came out at 4:35 for a 5 o'clock taping and does a 20-minute warm-up, and Gorilla said, people in the front row were like, hey, could you take a picture with my grandmother?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. And then the guy says, hey, can I sit at your desk? and then like people just come on and hang out with Jay.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. I really think that hurts Jay in some way.
It makes him less special.
Yeah, so that when you finally get to see Jay, you should really react during his show. And I've said this to Leno, and he's like, yeah, I'm not a big star, you know, I don't even,
That's why when Letterman comes out, there's a big hoo-ha. The people go crazy.
Yeah,
because you know what?
And also, it's sort of like that's why they're paying attention so closely because they haven't just seen you, and so when we come out for your monologue, you're fresh.
That's the only time they're going to see you.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because Letterman comes out and says, "Can I take questions?" And then he answers one question, but everybody's like freaking out to talk to him. Then when he comes back out again, everyone's really excited to see him.
Yeah, and I'll bet you it's like Carson. They have one guy planted in the audience that asks the same question every night. Absolutely. That's probably what's going on. So Dave has his set answer and he gets a laugh.
Because Dave has taken Johnny's whole shtick.
Yeah.
He's, when he does his monologue now, he's expanded the monologue.
Yeah. And
when he does his monologue now and a joke doesn't work, he stands there just like Johnny does.
I don't know.
And goes, oh my.
I don't know if does he go, yeah?
He doesn't go yaha yet, but if you remember the Johnny Carson monologue, when he had a joke that didn't work, how he used to just stand there and wait, that's what he started to do now.
In all fairness to Dave, Johnny stole that from me, so.
It's just going around.
This suit is tight. Whoa, away we go.
Shut up, you old senile. Anyway, so what were you telling me in the commercials was kind of interesting.
About how I got treated at my appearance yesterday?
Oh, yeah. All right, hold on to that thought. I want to get back to that.
Yeah, you want to finish the Tonight Show discussion, don't you?
Yeah. Jackie came in.
I was trying to ask you this. Did you meet Marla Maples? Was there?
No. I'll tell you a funny story, though.
They made that so there was no way that would happen, or
no? I've met her. I met her once at her wedding, so I don't think she would have objected to meeting me. But what happened was she taped like a little bit and then just did a walk on and then was out of there.
Walked on and walked right.
Yeah, so I didn't even see her. Robin didn't see her either.
No, I never saw her.
But it was weird after we were done with the taping, and it was I swear to you, I wasn't fishing for compliments or anything. But you get off those things, you don't know if it was funny or not. I certainly never have any way to gauge whether anyone enjoyed it or not. And Robin said to me, no, it was really good. It was your best Tonight Show appearance. It was your best appearance ever. And I said, I figured, well, okay, maybe Robin's just feeling bad for me. You never know.
Oh, you.
So, but then everyone generally was, like, really pleased. And then everyone was calling me, telling me how good it was. And Fred came in this morning, talked to me. This is the first time Fred ever talked to me in the morning.
Really? He's now impressed with you.
He said,
now that is a good Tonight Show.
Yeah. When Fred walks in and goes, hey, I saw the Tonight Show. It was really funny. Thank you, Fred. It was greatly appreciated.
Well, my pleasure.
It meant even more than me.
Right. It really did. The idea that you would talk to me was really something. So Fred and I shared a quiet moment for the first time in like 7 years.
Wow.
And then Jackie,
ran away and whipped.
Jackie even first thing came in, and I know it kills Jackie to tell me I did good.
You did so great, I was crying.
Yeah, he was crying. Jackie was crying.
But it was sadness. It wasn't happy.
If Jackie's crying from happiness, I did bad.
Very weird kind of happiness.
Right.
It was good on a lot of levels. I mean, the ogling and the undressing and you got off a lot of great lines. It was just like
it was a good appearance.
Yeah.
I was sitting there with Burf last night going, that
son of a bitch. Give me another beer.
Ask him to do the show again.
Give me another ice draft. He's going to be back on. That was my slot.
You know what was fun to watch? What was really fun to watch is when they did shots of Branford. Not watching Branford, but the black guy behind him.
Yeah.
That's the great.
You know what? I was trying to gauge, not by Branford, the black guy behind him, whether or not he was going to be angry at the black comment.
He was trying to be angry, and he was just like, people just shake their heads and say, that's funny.
His veneer was cracking, yes.
That's funny.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, that black guy behind Branford. He's the gauge, not Branford.
You know what? I turned to Burford and I said, oh, man. Because Burford'd seen it already. I said, he's not going to say, you make Sinbad look like a cat. I think he says that. And I thought he was kidding me. And all of a sudden I was like,
the Sinbad line. Well, it needed closure.
Oh, that was great.
That was a lot of fun.
I didn't watch the taping. Now, did they bleep Branford or did they let that go?
No, they let it go.
Oh, wow.
When he said, blow it out your ass, they let it go.
Great.
because I wondered about that.
Yeah, that was good.
Now, you know, in the promo, they blue dotted you.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. And I think that was good. It basically built up some interest.
Oh, yeah. That's so silly.
Yeah. You know who I feel bad for is Bobcat Goldthwait. I was reading about him in the paper, how he went on the Tonight Show, and I guess he was just trying to be funny, so he lit his chair on fire, but the fire marshal decided to get a bug up his ass. And they're now pressing charges. Bobcat faces a year in jail.
Well, he won't get that.
I don't know, man.
You know what they might do, because I've thought about this, is it might be another one of those situations like Sean Penn where they say you got to do some jail time and you can go to one of those designer jails where you pay for, them to lock you up.
Oh, man,
well, they're setting an example so other guests won't set their chairs on fire.
Yeah, right. Because I was thinking of setting...
cause an epidemic.
I was thinking of setting Jay's desk on fire. So I just,
And if in fact, it's the Burbank Fire Department, I think, that's doing it.
Yeah, well,
but if you did that here, then the New York Fire Department would feel compelled to do something so that they wouldn't look bad.
Yeah, so I just said to Jay, I put in my 2 cents. I said, hey, Jay, what's going on with Bobcat? What can you do about that? He goes, hey, I feel bad about it. I thought it was wrong what he did, but... I don't want, because people always wonder what you talk about during the commercials.
Yeah.
I don't, I can't do anything about it. I mean, it's the fire marshal. I can't do anything about it. I said, why don't you pick up the phone and call and say that
it's all
lay off.
But they're not going to give him a year in jail. They might give him one of those deals where he has to do 18 days or something.
You hope.
Take one of those sticks with the nail in it and pick up paper.
Yeah, right. Yeah, walk along the parkway. I just said to Jay, though, I said I thought it was kind of funny. So I mean, you don't want to, you don't want to make things so uptight that
people won't get outrageous.
Yeah, people won't feel free to light your set on fire if it works into a routine. I think every night a different guest should light his set on fire.
Oh, what, are they supposed to check with the fire department first?
Yeah. I'm sure Bobcat didn't realize the implications of doing that.
Yeah, he's a pyromaniac, and he does this a lot.
Right.
They got to stop him.
Anyway, let me take a break, and then I'll tell you about what happened after the Tonight Show with Farrah Fawcett Majors. And
Farrah Fawcett?
Yeah.
You finally met her?
Well, I was going to talk to you about it when we got back.
Oh.
Right after these words. So anyway, I did the Tonight Show on Friday night. I think people generally liked it. That was the vibe I got, but
what did you think? You have not told me.
Well, I think I'm great at everything I do. So
no, but really, objectively evaluating your performance.
I thought it was a very funny appearance. I thought it was very, very funny. Even Billy came in here all glowing, giving me the look of love.
Billy's your girl now.
Yeah, Billy was like, he didn't even say anything. He just went...
You were on TV.
You were on TV. You were funny.
A TV star.
You took right over.
You're my hero.
I like a man that knows how to control things.
Yeah.
I have to commend Jay, though. He's calmed down.
Yeah.
Somebody said you had instructed him very well all week. But he followed instructions, at least.
Yeah. I just said, mellow out and don't be so combative. Los Angeles, you're on the air. I'll get a few reviews.
Oh, great, Howard. Hi. Let me turn my music down right
All right,
now.
go ahead.
So
Madonna's other sister.
Okay, it is off.
Hey, I got a bit to play for you, too. Speaking of Madonna's sister, we have a little bit planned here, so we'll get to that in a minute. Yes?
Okay, I'm trying to find a roommate, but I can't get a female roommate because of the fact they wear my clothes, they wear my earrings, my necklaces. They flirt. They flirt.
How do we find them?
And this and that.
I think we've talked to her before.
I'll get a male
really?
roommate.
I remember that.
Might have been the woman.
Well, you
told to meet you somewhere. Remember, you were going somewhere.
I don't think this is her.
Attractive in
this is my reward for doing good on the Tonight Show.
To get this woman to
and you would have to pay. So I put out.
She's up to some scam.
So what I did was
This show is a kook magnet. Every kook is attracted to it. It's like you know how moths go to a flame. Kooks come to me.
It was funny the time that Dee Snider said to you, Howard, my fans are scary, but your fans are really scary.
Yeah, really scary.
And you would not believe the
Let me get back to her.
responses I have gotten.
Really? All right. Now, are you drinking this early in the morning?
No, I have a stammer in my speech.
You have a what?
Stammer in my speech.
A stammer in your speech?
Yeah.
Oh.
Stuttering John has a stutter in his speech. I liked you on Jay's show. I especially like the part, the third part where you were right on the air. You took your clothes, you took your clothes off, and then Paulina kind of looked over and.
Paulina was licking her chops. Paulina was like kind of upset because during the commercials, I said to her, I said, hey, you got another segment, I'll let you get a few words in here, let Jay interview you. She goes, yes, I didn't get to say anything. I want to say something, and I have things to say. Then all of a sudden they ran out of time and had those guys in blue paint, who I thought were pretty cool, but at the same point, the show was over because Jay does a 20-minute monologue with 15 minutes of bits.
And the Rockettes and everybody else has to be on the show.
Oh, when they were tap dancing out the Rockettes with the Morse code.
With the military guy.
I just said, everyone's going to bed. No one's going to see me. I mean, it's unbelievable. Twice they had to do it.
Why twice?
Yeah, hey, the guy.
Could I see that again?
I think he had the pink ladies on because... and the
hey, Billy, you think that you could do an impression of her and talk to her?
Up in the air. What?
Do you think you can do that?
Robin?
Maybe, I don't know.
What do you think it like way up in the air? I'm on a ballerina type.
I'm in a ballerina, and I saw you in the pink. There was a pink lady.
No, when I'm dancing.
When you were, and it was good when you took your
forget about putting the leg up in the air. Howard.
Wait, there's a lady here who wants to talk to you. Hold on a second. Here she is.
Hi. I love you on this. You were just. I put. But Jay was good.
Howard.
And I've got to get an apartment because I can't find a roommate because they wear my dresses and my pearls.
Do you know that's what you sound like?
Well, that's just I have a stammer on my speech.
No wonder you can't get a roommate. Who the hell would roommate with you?
Well, no, I have advertised exclusively for a male roommate, and
would you look like you sound?
Well, no. Four men came straight out and said, just because I have a stammer on my speech, they go, you are too attractive, and I don't think we could have I forgot to say a strictly platonic roommate.
You didn't put that in the ad?
Oh, yes. I put that in the ad.
I think you better say you're going to have a little sex with these guys.
Platonic roommate.
Right. Well, maybe if you said you were going to have a little sex with them, they would want to be your roommate.
I don't want to have sex with them.
Oh, well, all right. Well, then keep looking for a roommate.
Well, there's someone. Howard.
Why don't you have somebody else answer your ad?
What do you do for a living?
Let me finish this real quick. This last one that came to my house.
How old are you?
I am old enough to own my own home.
Oh, you have vanity. I see. You don't want to give me an answer.
Younger than you.
What's with women? They won't give out their age.
She's younger than you.
Yeah.
and if you see me in the live flesh, so to speak.
Now, you're an announcer, aren't you? Actually, you lost your last job because you were Jewish, I understand.
I'm not Jewish.
All right.
Nor am I half.
All right.
And I did like your clothes that you did wear on the Jay Leno show. But
thank you. Let me move on to some other calls.
Okay, well, let me just tell you about this.
I must move on.
Okay, I will hurry.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so he goes. He comes in and he.
All right, right, listen, let me just talk over her. Let her just finish, because she's had a...
You can't hurry. How's she
Yeah,
gonna hurry?
I'm going to hurry. She's had a tough life, and you know what? Let's let her talk, and I'll just finish talking. What was I talking about the Tonight Show?
Yes, you were talking about Paulina didn't get a chance to say anything.
Yeah.
Because of that Blue Man Group.
So during the commercials, she says to me, I got to get rid of her. It's distracting me. Hold on.
Type of dress, type of...
No, she's not done. Let her finish, for God's sakes. So, oh, wait, she's done. Hold on.
Why are you wearing that?
No, she's not done.
Yeah.
Well, I am.
She's on a roll.
You know,
This was hurrying.
I just feel good wearing...
So Paulina turns to me and says...
clothes.
So... Paulina turns to me and says... Let me just lower her a little more.
In that bag, and I go...
Now, see, if you lower it too much, then I'm going to try to strain to hear what
All
you
right,
say.
okay.
I said, and I
Paulina says to me,
and
hey, you know,
well,
I didn't get a word in. She says, would you at least be kind to me on Monday, because I listen to the show a lot, and I want to make sure, you know, you're kind to me.
Your clothes on.
So, she was going to make it quick.
I didn't say men clothes, but that was the only clothes little thing that he had on.
All right. So anyway.
Long story real was short.
She's making it short now. I love it.
He came out in his jeans and stuff. I handed him.
I got to get rid of her.
Oh, to get the F out.
Look, you said it was going to be short. Tell her that.
Hey, you said it was going to be short. Let me move on.
Okay.
All right. Hey, thanks, though. That was a good story. I really enjoyed it, really. No, it was really good. You tell a good story.
I am also
Thank you.
Bradford Mansalis is blue on what's his name's Conan's.
All right.
He had it on his face. He
Thank you.
gave him a suit.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for the call.
Watched her deteriorate.
All right.
We just watched her deteriorate.
Yeah, her stammer increased about fivefold since we got her on the phone.
And she even does that thing where she runs out of breath.
Yeah.
She got it all.
Yeah.
And Jay was Blue Man, but Jay was Blue Man. John Branford, man. John was John Woodward as it.
Branford Mansalis.
Branford Mansalis.
Brent and Conan.
Imagine having that much difficulty communicating, and this is your main language. Anyway, so so Paulina was kind of like upset and kept saying to me, please make sure you say some nice things about me on the air, which I said, of course I would. You're a piece of ass. So then they wrap me, so then those toilet paper guys come out, those blue guys.
Yeah.
And I said to Paulina, hey, let's get underneath this toilet paper and, we can make out and stuff. You know what I mean? It'll look funny. I think maybe she'll go for it. She goes, I don't think so. Let me wrap you in the toilet paper, but not me. And I was like,
Is that how you got all that toilet paper on you?
Yeah, Paulina was wrapping me. I said, no, it'd be really funny if the camera comes back up and they can't find us and we're underneath this toilet paper together humping each other.
Because by that time I had gone downstairs to see what it looked like on the monitor.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching you live anymore. So then they came back to you on a camera shot and you had wads of toilet paper stuck to you.
Well, and she goes and she says, well, I don't think Rick will like it. Rick's her husband, that guy from the Cars.
And he has become her bodyguard.
Yeah, so I go, Rick will like it. He has a sense of humor. It'll be fun. Don't worry, Rick. I'll take care of Rick. She was afraid of what Rick would think. So, I don't know. I think Jay spends a little too much time on that monologue and those bits.
Yeah. And
could sort of get into the other stuff quicker.
When he's got a full lineup of guests and there's fun things to be happening with them, forget the bits.
Yeah, cool out on the bits. Do that on a slow night.
I got to do this every night thing.
Do that on a Dr. Ruth night.
Do that when you don't have anything else going on.
Yeah. So, you know what it is? Whenever he gets me on, he knows his audience is going to increase, so he wants to put his best foot forward and show some of his wacky bits and stuff. But it just takes up too much time, and then you finally get out there, and there's no time to do anything.
People would rather have fun with you than see the pink ladies.
Yeah. So I thought Paulina was getting a second segment, and I felt kind of...
You felt like you'd ripped her off or something?
Yeah, but, Who cares? She had nothing to say anyway, I'm sure.
Yeah, because I thought about it. I said, well, you know, she wasn't even promoting anything, really. What was she doing? She was just
hanging out.
To be there.
So after the show, like, you know when the music's playing and you get to walk around and stuff?
Yeah.
So one of those guys, those blue guys, comes up and goes, would you like a blue kiss? So he started kissing me.
Yeah, I saw you with the blue stuff on your face.
Yeah, the guy was kissing me. I said, that's all right. I'll pay. Because he wanted
what
to
is with those blue men?
He caught me by surprise. I just said, no, that's all right.
He's acting like a fag.
Yeah. So I just got all flipped out. I mean, you know, I don't want some guy kissing me. I want the Paulina kissing me. Paulina runs right out, and she was done. You know, she walked off the set.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody sort of milling around talking. That's how you're supposed to do talk show.
Well, everybody left me there because they had wrapped me up in that toilet paper, and I couldn't get out. My legs were bound together because it wasn't.
Even Jay was gone.
I know, because it wasn't real toilet paper. It was actual tough paper because you know, it was like luminescent. So I couldn't get out. I was trapped. I couldn't get the damn paper off my feet.
Tied up on the set.
Yeah, like toilet paper all over me. And then
so he tied you up and kissed you?
Yeah. So then I was I was like, hey, somebody help me.
Yeah.
Jay's over dancing with some of those blue guys and, you know, Brantford and playing music. And I'm like, hey, there's a guy kissing me.
Man, hell, you stare at her for an hour and then a guy kisses you.
Yeah. And then, God, the love I could make to Paulina. So I was talking to Paulina, like, before she split. And I said to her, she goes, I said, hey, congratulations on that movie, you know. Remember, wasn't she just in a movie where she was, like, naked?
Not to my knowledge.
No, well,
that wasn't her.
That was a different model, right?
Oh, yeah.
Who was the model?
It was Elle McPherson.
Okay, so listen to this. All right, so I was all confused, so I caught myself in the middle, and she goes, what movie? And I went, now, Robin had told me before that she was in Anna with Sally Kirkland, which was how many years ago?
Several.
Okay.
I mean, we were out in L.A. when she was nominated.
Like maybe 20 years ago. So I go, oh, Anna. So she goes, oh, yes, I did that. And she goes, well, I also did that movie with Tom Selleck. I go, hey, that was a really good movie. And she goes, no, it wasn't.
So she knows you're turning her on.
I go, no, it was, I said. It absolutely was a good movie. Now I'm like backpedaling all over the place. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make conversation and be complimentary because she was so complimentary to me.
Oh.
So I went, oh, yeah. I said, no, you don't understand. I saw it on TV, and I really enjoyed it. Now I'm trying to convince her that a movie was good. So she says to me, well, it was good on TV. So Jay walks over, and he hears this conversation, and Jay's such a kiss-ass. He goes, I saw it on the plane, and it was good on the plane, too. So I said, Jay, no, you got it wrong.
No.
I know for a fact it wasn't good in the movies, it wasn't good on a plane, but it was good on TV. Then Jay leaves me there with the toilet paper. Paulina walks away disgusted, and some guy's kissing me.
Oh, man. What a nightmare.
Yeah. So then I got backstage, and I went and met Rick Ocasek from the Cars. Musical genius. But, you know, I went over and I just rapped to him. He was like a big fan of the show, which made me glad.
Was that the first time you met him?
Yeah.
Was after the show?
Yeah. Well, Ralph told me he was standing next to Rick Ocasek because Rick Ocasek stands right by the wings there when Paulina's on.
He follows her very closely.
Ralph was watching his face while I was goofing on him, you know.
Yeah.
He said the guy had a good sense of humor. He was laughing.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, you know, while Paulina was in the room getting her hair done, Rick stood guard by the door.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, this is what he's doing now. You're wondering why he's not writing music.
Rick ought to lose the black hair, though, and just sort of lighten that tone up a little on the black hair.
A little intense.
It's a little stark. I know, Rick's kind of like Miss Howard Stern's husband. Kind of like stands over her.
He's with her everywhere she goes, and he guards the door.
Yeah. It's like, whoa.
The guy from the Cars.
Short leash.
Guarding Paulina.
Yeah. And then he holds that guitar as a club to guard her. So he El Cabanzi if you get too close to his wife. Rick Ocasek. But, that was fun. So then I'm back in the dressing room.
One other thing was that Paulina was complimentary. She said you look very much like her husband.
Yeah, that's some
The
compliment.
mother said that she used to get the two of you confused.
Yeah. I said, yeah, what good does that do me?
I said if you came to the door, she would take you right to Paulina's bedroom.
Yeah, so anyway, I think Paulina was kind of digging me.
Yeah, except that she did say to her husband that he had a better body than you.
Yeah, right. You saw his body.
She said, what did she say to you? She said, Howard, you're a little bit flabby.
Yeah, well, I always am. I'm trying to get rid of that, but my eye hurts every time I work out.
You got a little flab.
Yeah, I saw that shot of me with my shirt off. Not a real attractive shot.
But isn't he the opposite? Doesn't he weigh like 50 pounds?
Yeah, I got to believe me.
Emaciated.
I've got a real bad physique, but his is no better. Trust me. I was checking him out.
Well, she was talking about how he didn't have an ounce of fat. Well, she's right.
Yeah. He looks like a Dachau victim. So anyway, that'd be funny if their baby girl looked like Rick instead of Paulina.
Stop it. Don't say that.
That'd be really funny.
That's a frightening thing.
Yeah. But she's hot, man. So she said, you better say good things about me on Monday because, you didn't let me get a word in here. So I said, don't worry, baby. There's not a bad thing I could say about you. Not as fine as you are. My wife was laying in bed watching the show with me, and she was like, she's not that good looking. I said, what do you mean she's not that good? Look at that, those bangs and blah, 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 blah. I said, Allison, why don't you get the skin medication off your face, and then you talk about that.
Yeah, man, open your eyes.
Yeah, open your eyes a little.
Through your lids, maybe she's not good looking.
Yeah, I said, I think you're hallucinating.
Change the conversation.
Yeah, right. She's not that good looking. Nothing.
That's what you call genetics.
Yeah.
She is perfect.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you.
That's the right response.
Yeah. So, anyway, so then I'm backstage, and suddenly Conan sends over his people to my agent and says, we want Howard to do a walk-on. Because now you're in the NBC building. They could keep you wrapped up there for like 6-7 weeks.
Got 7 or 8 shows in that
They got 7 or 8 shows going on at once. So my agent said, nah, Howard doesn't want to be on Conan. So then they said, well, they want him to walk on and say hello to Farrah Fawcett. So that kind of got my interest.
But the agent was barring the door.
Yeah, Don was right, though. It was enough already. I'd just been on the Tonight Show.
He threw himself in front of the door and said, no.
Yeah. So then the word got to me that Farrah Fawcett really wanted to meet me. And I said, well, yeah, tell her to come on up and say hi. So I'm standing around like a goon for like 10 minutes waiting for Farrah Fawcett to come up, because that'd be pretty cool to meet Farrah Fawcett. Because you had split already, Robin.
Right. See, I didn't think that was going to happen.
Yeah, well, you were right.
Oh.
She never showed up.
You're kidding.
No, she never showed up to the dressing room.
Oh.
So I was like, well, what kind of bogus information are we getting?
What was the deal?
Never found out. I just split. I'm just going to stand around like some sap waiting for Farrah Fawcett. Well, I was standing around like a sap waiting for Farrah Fawcett.
But you weren't going to stand around like a sap for more than 10 minutes.
Right. I'm only so much of a sap. No one even showed up. It was like really weird.
Nobody came to say she's not coming, she is coming,
right.
They just left you.
Well, she might have been insulted that I wasn't coming down to meet her.
It was very funny because I was looking in the paper today to see what this TV movie is about that she's in.
Yeah.
And when I first saw it, you got this Leah Thompson or whatever her name is, who was in the Back to the Future movies.
Yeah.
And Farrah Fawcett's standing there, and I see that it's some woman whose husband, she knows she's dying and she's looking for a new husband.
Yeah.
New wife for her husband.
Yeah.
And I say, don't tell me that Farrah Fawcett is dying and she gets her husband, Leah Thompson.
Right.
Well, the thing is that Leah Thompson is dying and she finds Farrah Fawcett for her husband.
My wife should only do that for me.
There's no way it could go the other way.
She should get cancer and find me Farrah Fawcett Majors. I still use the Majors because I still think Lee Majors got the raw end of that deal.
Well, I was also reading about Farrah, and they talk about how at 47, she's sitting there with no makeup on, flawless, and she's very minute, and she's just perfect. I said, well, what has she had to put up with in life besides Ryan O'Neal?
Right. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Her neck is starting to show the age. She got a little turkey thing going on the neck.
Oh, you didn't even see her.
Oh, yes, I did. She got a little thing going on.
You're just mad because she didn't come to meet you.
Hey, what's the difference? What's the difference? Hey, let me take a break. Hey, you know who's coming in today? Just for a couple of minutes?
Farrah Fawcett.
No, Jim Bailey.
Who's that?
The guy who dresses up like a woman.
You mean the guy who does Betty Davis?
And no, the one who does Barbra Streisand.
And Judy Garland? He does all those.
But I've seen him on shows. He says he's not a homosexual.
No, but he has problems in customs when they open his suitcase.
Yeah, and he has girdles and bras. I think isn't
he supposed to be married and all that?
I don't know, man. I don't buy it.
Find out.
I got to talk to him about it. Chelsea. We're all suspicious.
You couldn't do a woman that way.
Gary said, hey, Jim Bailey wants to come in. I go, you're kidding. I said, I haven't seen him in a long time. He goes, yeah. I said, let's find out if he's a homo or not.
There's an angle.
There's a good question. Mr. Bailey.
Should we bet?
What?
Should we bet?
I don't know. I don't know how he answers
Well, is he going to tell the truth?
I want to know. No, he's been asked that before, I think, and he says no.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah, but a lot of people say no, and they are. Rock Hudson used to say no.
I'll find out. Jim Bailey has a different image than Rock Hudson. You know, somehow you're not as shocked when Jim Bailey tells you.
I'm married.
What is it?
I will say that I was talking to somebody who did publicity with him once, and they described him to me as a real priss.
A priss?
A priss. That doesn't mean gay. It just means, you know.
He's very prissy.
Yeah, I mean, we've met effeminate men before who are very straight.
Yeah, look at Billy West. All right, let me take a break, and then we'll see if there's anything left that I don't know about Jackie O. Jackie O. Is there one bit of information they haven't passed on?
I saw specials. Was everybody ready for this but me?
Yeah.
There were specials on every network.
Yeah, I believed them when they said she was making a recovery. Stupid me. Jackie O. The only thing we don't know about her is what she weighs on Mars. Isn't that right, Billy?
1/8.
1/8.
Overweight.
Oh, he knows. That's the only thing we haven't learned about her. We're going to take the body up to Mars and see what it weighs on Mars.
Well, the way those people are standing around on the street on Fifth Avenue.
They're like in shock.
Is just, oh, please. It was like a circus, and they're all staring up at the window.
Hey, meanwhile,
and I said, what are they going? What are they expecting? That they're going to shove her body to the glass?
They're going to stare at the window. They're going to throw the body out to the crowd.
Hold her hand up.
It'll be like Weekend at Bernie's. Hold her hand up. Hold her hand up and wave.
And somebody will work her mouth.
Yeah.
Did you see yesterday? It was like the Oscars. Like, the front door was a red carpet, and Ted Kennedy would come by, and everyone would be like, oh, Ted, there's Ted. He'd wave.
It's really like a showing of a movie or something.
It's the premiere of her death.
I wish we had it's the premiere of her death. I wish we still had the TV show, because I would do a mini-series the day I met Jackie O. And actually, I'd have Dan Foreman playing Jackie O with the pillbox hat and a wig. That'd be wild. Pillbox hat. Hi, everybody. Jackie O here.
That hat.
I think it's funny.
And I got me that hat.
That ain't happening.
Nobody's buying that.
Jackie O.
She's everything.
She's something, man. And then, you see in the newspaper today that her son, John F. Kennedy Jr., was rollerblading past the church. It's like he's in his rollerblade outfit. This is on Sunday, I guess.
Well, they were black rollerblades. Though.
Yeah, they were black rollerblades.
Yeah, he was in the morning.
And Daryl Hannah rollerblades about 10 feet behind him, like a Vietnamese woman.
Stay behind me.
Yeah. And they're rollerblading past the church. And everyone was in shock. They're wondering, is this appropriate that his mother just died? And one of the analysts says, well, maybe it is appropriate. He's, when people experience grief, it's delayed, and by rollerblading, he lets off steam.
I just figured the crowd was so large, he couldn't get a car up there.
No.
So he decided to rollerblade.
So he rollerbladed. I guess they had some kind of service yesterday.
Well, they had a wake.
A wake.
At the apartment, because Jackie's body is still there.
Yeah.
Oh. That must be fun.
So, it's fun to party with the body.
Jackie's been holding court all weekend.
It's like Gilbert Grape's mother laying there. So
let's burn the house because we can't get her out.
Yeah, why don't they just cremate the whole building? I mean, and I'm looking in the newspaper. I see this guy is rollerblades. This guy doesn't even know what's appropriate. I mean, Caroline's going to be out nude go-go dancing next during the funeral. Yeah, she'll be topless. So the guy, this guy, I guess he's into exercise, so he can't miss.
For a day.
That's the Kennedy curse. They're worried about the looks, Yeah,
he's the sexiest man alive.
Jackie O is out there power walking every day. She power walked herself right into an early grave.
Yeah, with cancer, you don't have to worry about weight control.
Right.
Somebody should have told Jackie that.
So he, I guess, has this drive to rollerblade, even in the face of the fact that his mother just dropped dead. And I say, yes, it's absolutely inappropriate. But you know where he learned it from? He learned it from his mom. Now you say, what do you mean? Do you know when Aristotle Onassis died? Okay. He was laying on his deathbed dying. Jackie O was off skiing. Mm-hmm. And they said to her, your husband is dying. And her answer was, yes, but there's 6 inches of powder. You know, more or less.
Well, now, wait a minute. 1 minute you're going to scream at her for standing by a philandering husband, and the next minute you're going to castigate her for not doing the same a second time?
Well, come on. The guy was dying. He gave her millions of dollars. At least...
She had to fight for those millions.
Oh, my God.
Do you realize she wasn't mentioned very kindly in his will?
No.
She had to fight with Christina to get that money.
Believe me, after JFK was shot, very few people know this. Jackie O went bowling on her way to the hospital. And this John Kennedy Jr., he's so into exercise, he's going to probably be jumping rope at the burial. You'll see him over there.
During the eulogy.
During the eulogy.
He's going to have weights, hand weights.
Hand weights. So should have missed getting pumped up for Daryl Hannah. I've never seen anything like this. Of course it's inappropriate. They're discussing in the newspaper whether it's appropriate or not.
He's got on heavy hands.
Yeah, heavy hands.
Can't miss his reps.
Yes, power walk. Can't miss my reps.
Throw the dirt.
I'm John Kennedy Jr. Let me dig the dirt.
Well, the thing that I wanted to question was her being buried in Arlington next to Jack.
That's a disgrace. Now, how did this happen? How is it that she was married to another guy? All right.
They're going to skip over him.
They skip over the fact that she's Mrs. Onassis.
Yeah.
And they're going to bury her
Jackie O.
at Arlington. Now, wait a second. What do you mean by this? How did this happen? I'm just wondering.
What does this mean? And where's Maurice Templesman supposed to go now?
He's going to be buried next to her at Kennedy site. And I think Marilyn is buried between the both of them. Next to the eternal flame.
Let's get everybody in there.
Right. Hey, let me take a break. I do want to take a few phone calls about my Tonight Show appearance, and I do want to play you something that we did, and I also have some Ponce de Leon phone calls, and also we must listen to Joan Rivers' acting performance. We have yet to listen to it.
Yes, on her special.
Yeah, that's probably good for a good half hour of goofing.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Jokey the Jackman Martling to order Jackie's Wild Comedy CD. $10 plus free shipping and handling. Price includes full-color Jokeland catalog. Call 1-800-323-5464. Also, this Friday, May 27th, he'll be at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey. For dirty jokes and info, call 516-922-WINE.
Jackie, you have far too good a time at your own.
This is kind of funny.
Plug.
Yeah, Jackie, mellow out, will you? As a matter of fact, this is kind of funny. A guy wrote me, he said, hey, you know, if you're trying to keep your bookings a secret from Letterman, in terms of, you know, you were going on the Leno show, you wanted to keep the day a secret, all someone would have to do is look in TV Guide and figure out what day you were going to be on. He says, look at the guest lineup that Leno had last week, Monday through Thursday. Cindy Crawford, she hates my guts. Spike Lee, he hates my guts. Kathy Lee Gifford on another night, she hates my guts. And Bill Cosby certainly would never appear with me. So Friday was
only one night you could be on.
Yeah, the only thing listening to TV Guide was the Blue Men. I think they'd appear with anybody. You know. So what night you think he's going to be on? Yeah, me and Kathy Lee Gifford sitting on the couch.
I kept looking for your report card, which the Post did not do.
No. It's all right.
On Saturday, they gave a report card for Thursday.
Well, that's okay. You know what, Robin? I've never done real well on report cards. Critics don't necessarily like me.
I thought you had a chance.
Critics will say how good Eddie Murphy was, and he didn't say a word. Yeah, I've never been one to be popular with critics. just people. Critics are in a whole nother league.
They're not people.
Just to update you, I was fined by the FCC on Friday also, another $200,000. Let's see, the toad is at...
That's government working.
Yeah, the government is working, in case anyone was nervous. The toad is now another $200,000. I think it's up to like $2.3 million. No one will beat my record.
You're now safe.
I am number one. It's almost laughable, and the papers don't even print it. USA Today had a little tiny blurb. That was it. I didn't read anything about it. Now I just get fined by the government regularly, and it's not even an issue. Everyone accepts it. My theory is, though, the good news was, on Friday, good news came in. The good news was Infinity Broadcasting that owns, this show, they got to buy that radio station in Washington.
Yes, they're going to be allowed to do business once again.
Yeah. There was an issue as to whether or not communism had just started, and the government was going to keep them from buying radio stations. even though I haven't been found guilty of anything.
But it's close, because every time they want to buy a radio station now, the government has to re-ask themselves that question. Are we communist yet?
Yeah. So I think that in order to, my theory is, and it's just a theory, in order to save face, they fine me. So they do something bad to the company, and then they do something good to the company.
Yeah.
But those fines come more regularly than my mortgage bill. I mean, they just come right in. They come rolling in.
But, you know, at some point, even they should think, you know, we really ought to test this.
Yeah.
And see where the court stands on this, so that we'll be able to actually enforce some rules if we're going to enforce them.
Well, there's a weird thing happening. Since Clinton got in office, you know, there's some new people coming onto the FCC. There's 3 new people. There's a new head of the FCC, a guy named Reed Hunt. And then there's 2 new commissioners, 2 women they just appointed. So the old guy who's after me on the FCC, he's 81. At some point, his term comes up, I think in another year or so. And I think his legacy, he wants to have a legacy. He's the guy who went after Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Because he really hasn't distinguished himself in any other way.
Line.
Yeah. So, like, that's his big thing. And meanwhile, I figured he'd be gone before Jackie O, and yet he still lives and breathes. So my, you know, my nightmare continues. And it is a nightmare. What are you going to do? What happened to that notion that people were supposed to retire at 65? You know what I think? I think people who are in government, like an FCC commissioner and stuff, the job is so cushy and there's so nothing to do that it's fun to be a commissioner at 81. It's not taxing at all. You work if you feel like working, and if you don't, no one's going to miss you.
Yes, it really works.
Yeah. And it's kind of cool because you see your name in the newspaper because you're going after Howard Stern. Kind of makes you feel like your life might be worth something.
And he's sort of acting like one of those Supreme Court justices who says, you know, I have to stay on the court no matter how old I get because I have to, you know, vote the right way on abortion or something.
Yeah. It's a big issue, whether or not I'm indecent or not. New Orleans, you're on the air.
Yeah, hey, Howard. I got a couple of phony phone calls here for you if you want to hear them.
No, let Gary screen them and set you up, okay? Hold on. I see they haven't fixed the hold button. They had 2 days to do that. That's still not working. That's okay. No big deal. No big deal. Dallas, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yeah.
Who is this, Howard Stern?
Yes, you're on the air.
How are you?
I'm fine.
This ain't no Howard Stern.
All right, I give up trying. Albany, you're on the air. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi, you're on the air.
Yes.
Who are you, Eddie Murphy?
No.
You can barely give us a word? All right, thank you for the call. Cleveland, you're on the air.
Howard.
Yeah.
I have,
That's what Eddie Murphy sounds like. Not you, like that previous guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know what? You know what I want to talk to him about?
Him who?
It's me.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I want to talk to you about Miss Venezuela, who's on the Miss Universe pageant the other day.
Yeah, she was a piece of ass.
Did you see her?
Yeah, of course I watched
You
it.
watched the Miss Universe?
All right, I don't want to talk about it.
You don't? You want to
I watch every... I ran down...
the strangest TV viewing habit.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, but she couldn't speak a word of English, and she was a knockout.
But she was fantastic.
Yeah.
Did she win?
Yeah.
No, she came in second.
Did she? I didn't watch the end.
She came in third.
I just assumed she was going to win.
Miss Colombia won. No, Miss India won.
Yeah, I watched
Yeah,
it.
but Miss...
I get too upset at the verdict. I feel the judges don't know what they're doing. I can't watch beauty pageants all the way through.
I get a kick out of them because she didn't answer. She pulled that love and peace in the world.
You know what we should talk about? The Nick game. This Spike Lee, unbelievable.
I didn't see what Spike Lee did. Can you see him on camera?
No, for some reason during the big games, you can't see him on camera. If you watch, like, during the regular season, they put him up on... They put him up on Diamond Vision. You know, they don't know what to do with him. I got to tell you, first of all, I was invited from time to time by, I don't know who. Who invites me? The Knick management?
The woman that does publicity for the Knicks.
They've always said to me, hey, if Howard wants to come to a game, he could sit up front. And I've always said no because, quite frankly, I see who sits up front at the Knick games. It would be too friggin' embarrassing. You know,
You don't want to sit next to Woody and Sooney?
Yeah, I mean, it's everyone that I ever goofed on. And Gary goes to the games. He gets the tickets because I don't take them. So it's Woody and Sooney. Who else was up there?
Yesterday, you would have been sitting right between, like, Spike Lee and Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah. Howard. How could you turn that down?
Yeah, but I don't want to get into a fist fight.
Oh, come on.
Hey, you know, Nicole Kidman looked kind of cute on camera.
Well, the guy sitting next to me goes, You know, Howard's right, man. There's something to be said for women who adopt babies. They don't have those bellies or anything.
Yeah, right. Were you all the way up front?
No. I don't get your seats.
Hey, so Spike Lee, evidently, you know, he thinks he's part of the team or something.
He's the mascot.
Yeah, he's just totally obnoxious. In fact, Bill Murray's in the crowd, and the crowd loves Bill Murray so much that even though he's wearing a Chicago hat, they cheer for him when they show him on camera because everyone loves Bill Murray and he's cool. But Spike Lee is wearing a full, Knicks uniform, and as soon as they show him, the whole place starts booing.
Really?
Everyone hates Spike Lee.
They do that, that song, Go New York, Go New York, Go?
Yeah.
They have a video for it. They play it, and Spike's in the video, and every time he comes up, people are just like,
Yeah, right. No one wants to see him. Don't you get it? So what's he doing now?
Well, of course, he's on the sidelines in a pair of shorts, and he's got a big towel. Not the towel, they give you towels when you go in that say New York Knicks on them, but they're like wash towels.
Yeah.
You're supposed to wave them around. Spike's got like a bath towel.
Right.
A big giant towel.
Because he's the biggest fan.
And he's on his knees on the sidelines, and he's like,
he's on his knees.
Yeah, he's like, falling to his knees when they make a bad call.
Right.
But finally, at the end of the game, it was the absolute worst.
And what does he run around with a towel on his head?
He wears it around his neck. Like a coach would.
Yeah.
It's a water boy.
Yeah, he's working up a sweat.
Right.
Marching up and down the sideline.
You don't realize how much sweat Spike goes through in a game. They have him sipping Gatorade.
He loses a couple of pounds.
Yeah.
So the game ends, and the Knicks win, and, the garden erupts. Everybody's, really happy. And then you see all the celebrities are already gone. You can't even see them because they just file right out of this little area.
Yeah.
Spike is in the middle of the floor, waving this towel around, jumping up and down, trying to, incite the crowd, to yell and everything.
Yeah, he's the cheerleader.
And the guy next to me says, if he wasn't Spike Lee, he would have been arrested.
Yeah, he's obnoxious. He's obnoxious because he runs, during the game, he runs onto the court.
No.
Yeah, he's running up and down the sidelines.
He's running up and down the sidelines. He doesn't go
yelling at the refs.
He does high-five the guys as they go by.
Yeah. He's part of the game.
It's partially the Knicks' fault, too. The guys
they
on the
play
team,
into it.
They feed into it.
Yeah.
They come over and high-five him and stuff.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
He looked really goofy yesterday.
Yeah, did he?
Standing right in the middle of the floor.
Did you see the picture in the paper today of him and Jesse Jackson?
Yeah. There's a whole thing. It's a whole black thing now. You go. I don't even think they play any white music anymore, except for
Gary Glitter, rock and roll.
Most of it's rap music.
Actually, they pulled it back a little bit. They play like a little AC/DC.
Yeah, because white people are getting a little afraid to go.
They got to look at the audience.
Yeah, understand. Those are the people paying the black guys.
There was a lot more rap last season than there has been this season. They've actually
they cut down.
They put a little bit more white music in.
Yeah,
You Shook Me All Night Long by AC/DC.
Yeah, come on. Does everything have to be all black, even though all the players are black? Don't forget the coaches are white.
Yeah, Bill Bradley would like to be able to sing along to something.
Yeah. And everyone who's paying for those seats is white mostly. Them, especially the expensive ones. And most of the advertisers are white. Now stop it already. I don't want to be afraid to go to a Knicks game.
Well, you are.
Yeah.
They've already done it to you.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but you're not afraid of black people. You're afraid of Tom Cruise.
Why? Tom Cruise.
I'll kick his ass.
Problem.
He's a big pussy.
It's Woody he's worried.
Wait a second.
Woody will shoot me.
Didn't we do hours on end about Tom Cruise's Dianetics and his adoption?
Sure.
Maybe you did. I didn't.
He doesn't listen to this show.
Oh, Tom Cruise. You can't kick anyone's ass.
He's worried about Ann Rice. That's who he had a hold of.
Woody has those little Chinese stars. That's what I'm afraid of. He gets this from Sun Yi.
Yeah, Sun Yi's taught him a few moves.
Sun Yi's not a real good-looking girl either. She has that big, giant forehead.
Her face is concave.
Yeah, I know. It's
like,
weird.
She looks like a half a moon.
I know.
Her face is a walk.
Yeah, it looks like a walk.
She's not attractive.
How come when I go to the phones, nobody has a comment about my Tonight Show? Every one of those calls I took, nobody had a comment.
Well, the girl who stammered tried to get something.
Yeah, that's true. Unbelievable.
Jim Bailey's here.
Oh, he's here already?
Yeah.
He's early.
No, it's about 8 o'clock.
Oh, you just said that? Jim Bailey's this guy who I used to watch on Mike Douglas all the time. He's no spring chicken, I guess.
No, I mean, he's not a young guy.
No, because I used to watch him when I was a little kid on Mike Douglas, and he would come out as Judy Garland and come out as Barbara Streisand and junk.
Yeah, and then Betty Davis.
Yeah.
Those were his biggies.
But he didn't talk like him or anything. He would just walk around like them. Does he do the actual singing?
I thought he does the singing and everything.
He's doing...
See, that's why he's a big star, because in Vegas he gets a lot of money because he doesn't lip sync to them.
Right.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
He's doing Barbara Streisand at the Charles Theater of Boston, And this whole thing is that, you can pay $25 to see Jim Bailey, but it'll cost you $100 to see Barbara.
Yeah. Hey, Robin, you could do dueling Lisas with him.
Lisas?
Whatever her name is. Liza Minnelli. But he's got a big gay following because they love Barbra Streisand and Liza Minnelli.
But they also love men in dresses.
They do.
Double whammy. He's got them on both.
But I got to ask Jim if he's straight, because I remember Mike Douglas asking him, and he said, "Yeah, I'm straight." And it's weird.
Mike Douglas asked that question?
Yeah, not that way. He just said, "So, how is Mrs. Bailey?" Like that. When are you gonna settle down?
That's how.
He used to ask Liberace when he's gonna settle down.
Come on, what did he call Lee?
Lee. He used to say, Lee, when are you gonna finally make some lady very lucky?
Are you seeing anyone?
Yeah, and I was a little kid. I didn't understand the concept of homosexuality at that point.
Yeah, it's very possible to you at that age that Liberace will be married.
Yeah, and I used to say to myself, I used to say to my mother, "Yeah, what's with Liberace? Why did he's got such a wealthy man?
For any woman?"
They said, "What is he playing the field?" My mother goes, "Howard, he's a homosexual." I go, "What?"
Your mother could have been sued.
Yeah, right. I said, "What do you mean? He's in love with other men." I said, "What?"
Your mother told you that?
Yeah. I was like, I said, "How do you know that? That's outrageous." She goes, "What do you mean, how do you know that? You can tell." I go, "No, you can't. I mean, how come I can't tell?"
I never knew until I got older. Nobody would have told me that.
But Jim, Jim is in the kind of line of work where it's hard to get girls because, you're walking around in dresses and drag and stuff.
Yeah, they're not standing backstage waiting to pick you up.
You're not kidding. Well, Mike, I'm not going to settle down. Liberace loved it. He loved going. He'd always go, ha, 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 ha.
I'm footloose and fancy free.
Well, my best girl is my mother.
Right, yeah.
That should have been a dead giveaway.
I'll settle down as soon as I have 5,000 outfits.
And I work so much.
Mike, the real answer to that is I work round the clock. And, it wouldn't be fair to any one lady.
Do you remember those?
I have a few good lady friends.
Right.
Do you remember that footage of him in Vegas?
You think Mike really didn't know?
I don't think he knew.
Or you think like someone said, "Hey, Liberace would like you to ask him about women"?
I don't think Mike knew.
Answer me these questions.
Because it was just too believable when he said it.
Where the hell's Jim?
He's ready to come in.
He is?
Yeah.
Baba Bailey.
He's heard these questions and he's still here.
All right,
well, I got to go look.
No, Jim don't care. Anyway, hey, let me play this going into it, and then we'll have Jim Bailey in here. Listen to this.
Becoming a guest on the Howard Stern Show is no easy feat. You must pass the extensive screening process of top producer Gary Delabouie.
Hello? When are you going to meet those guys in those record companies who are going to advise you and are going to tell you how to deal with all?
Hold on, Mr. DeGaulle. I'll put you right through to Howard Stern, right after I put through Marilyn Monroe. She's calling from the moon.
If you want to be a guest, you'd better have your credentials in order.
What is it, Baba Fohai?
I know it's late in the show. I know you're really busy, and I know we'd rather do this live, but would you like to talk to Madonna's sister on the phone for a minute?
Sure, I'll tell her to come in.
Papa Flunky.
You can try.
Robin, this is an exclusive.
Madonna's sister.
This is Paula.
Hey, Paula. Hey, Paula, it's Howard.
You're on the air, Paula.
You're on the air, Paula.
How much you getting paid for this?
Me?
No, Madonna.
How much is Madonna getting paid for this?
I was down at David Letterman's show.
What?
C-100's getting paid, you're getting paid, Madonna's getting paid off, and we're all going to get bumped.
Super screener Gary knows how to authenticate the genuine from the counterfeit.
Because I have official word from Madonna's publicist, Liz Rosenberg.
That?
This is not Madonna's
I didn't
sister,
think so.
But a woman who's been going around with Paula Chacon's ID and telling everyone. I mean, she was advertised in the paper.
Why don't we take a look at the videotape and compare faces?
All right, very good.
And laughs to go with it, and beauty marks.
Fine.
You come down
and
here.
How about if I get my godmother, and God only knows I'm not lying.
All right. All right, listen.
I didn't know what happened when I was born. I said...
Robin, has there ever been anything funnier on this show than Gary buying this story?
No, Baba Booey was
going to be legend.
But this is the best.
This is legend, Gary. You now go this woman duped you.
Mark the date.
Mark the date. What is it?
Everyone's calling asking for Gary, saying they're Kurt Cobain.
Wait a
it. I am a dollar sticker.
You know what, Gary?
Hey, wait a minute. I'm not crazy.
You duped Gary. It proves what I've been saying.
Amazing.
Hey,
This is a day in history. We can never fire you now.
Hey, you know who's stupider than Gary and her? Me. I hired Gary.
Nothing escapes the scrutiny of Gary.
All in all, a good week. I've got John Wayne Gacy coming in. I know it's him because I checked his license.
Gary only books the big stars, like Joe Pesci.
What is it now?
Well, I'm taking a chance on this one.
Yeah.
It sounds like Joe Pesci, and he did know a lot of the answers. You know, it almost doesn't sound like him because it's early in the morning. But
You're saying it's Joe Pesci on the phone?
I think it's Joe Pesci on the phone.
I heard what you're saying about Spike. Where you got me on the Pino Mine list here? I'm sitting here 4 hours waiting for you to talk to me.
Have you ever been married?
Have I ever been married? Oh, God, we're going to get into my personal...
Go ahead,
I
tell me...
about Spike Lee. We're going to get into my personal
Well, we got
Tell
enough of
me
you.
if you've ever been married.
No, I've never been married.
This is not Joe Pesci.
It's not you.
Way to go, Gary.
All right, very good. You've proved to me once again that Gary can be fooled by anybody.
Oh, come on.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
Bye-bye.
I appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Gary, on line 3, Cleopatra's on the phone.
Oops. Fooled again.
I know Abe Lincoln was on the phone because it was a 212 area code.
If you want to be a guest, don't try to fool Gary.
I guess it's part of my job to be stupid.
You know, the Eagles are charging $85 a ticket,
Yeah, outrageous ticket prices being charged.
and they sold out.
Time around. That's amazing.
They should have charged more. $85, though, man, to see the Eagles. I mean,
Well, they have been apart for a long time.
I guess that's the trick. Stay apart a real long time and then charge $85, and people will pay. Are people buying Stones tickets? I got a feeling no one cares.
They had to extend the engagement at the Giant Stadium.
Really?
Because they sold out so quickly.
I don't get it.
But they at least are only charging $50 a ticket.
Oh, okay. Well, that's reasonable. Hey, never mind that. I go see Jim Bailey running around in a Barbra Streisand outfit. He's doing his Barbra Streisand show at the Charles Playhouse in Boston. So instead of spending all that money on Barbara, instead of spending all that money on Barbara, you could just... Oh, here's Jim.
You see him right here.
Hey, Jim. How you doing?
Hey, Howard.
Look at that. There's Jim.
Pleasure.
Hi, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
That's all the guys. Yeah.
Jackie. Billy?
Hi.
Fred?
Hello.
Good to meet you. How you doing?
Wow.
That's the same guy we used to see on Mike Douglas.
Hey, you look good, too.
Thank you.
Hey, sit down. Put on some headphones. Let's talk to you, Jim. I used to see you on Mike Douglas all the time. I used to watch you.
Well, that one and
Then he did another show.
the other
It was
one is Johnny Carson's shows. Too.
Yeah, Carson. All the time.
And who was the other one? Merv Griffin.
Merv.
See, I used to see him on Merv and on the Mike Douglas show.
Yeah, me and my mom would be eating dinner, and we'd be watching Jim Bailey.
Yeah.
And then it was always cool because Jim Bailey would come out as like, you know, Judy Garland or something.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to go back and change. So
Right,
you'd
come out as Jim.
So you'd come out as a guy, you know what I
came out
mean?
at the top of the show.
Yeah.
And then I would go back and change and come out as Jim Bailey because I felt that it was important to see the people, to let them see my own persona.
And you were like one of the first guys to do it. He was like one of the first.
Well, I was the one that broke the ground for everybody else who now call themselves an illusionist, which was the term that I made up.
Right.
Because
when you were running around in a dress at first, no guys were running around in dresses.
Well,
Not for a living.
Not for a living, anyway. I was running around in a dress, but that was just for my own private.
Paid you.
Yeah, no one was paying me.
That was Halloween.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. I mean, it was a very heavy thing to go on there, and Mike didn't know how to handle it. Mike was just sitting there in shock. Oh my God!
You know, funny thing about Mike, I don't mean to.
He's a puppet.
Well, you know what he used to have.
Yeah.
He didn't know that Jim was.
The first time I ever did Mike Douglas's show,
Jim was in shock.
I sat there and I watched the cue cards, and one of them said, "Hello, ladies and gentlemen," and he said that. He went, "Hello, ladies and gentlemen," and I thought, "Oh, Jesus."
Yeah, right.
Trouble.
It's unbelievable. Real big trouble.
He doesn't even remember.
Actually,
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
Well, I guess not. He gets confused.
That's legendary. They said that everything he ever said was on a cue card.
Ever.
And I actually found out that Mike himself was made of cardboard. That's what happened. So he would sit there and read off the
That was
cardboard.
pretty good. It was very lifelike.
Yeah, right.
Hello, ladies.
It was unbelievable. But Mike Douglas had like a real successful run and stuff. And Mike, Mike was like one of those like naive, out of it kind of guys. I think they used to make Jim come back dressed as a guy to prove to Mike. And Mike would be like, "Oh my God, you're a guy."
It was fine. It was Mike.
I thought we had Judy Garland.
He said, "I thought she was dead."
Yeah. So how old were you when you started running around like Judy Garland and stuff?
18, 19.
And that had to be rough
how
on
did
you.
you come up with this?
Yeah, because your parents probably freaked out, right?
No, they didn't freak out, actually.
Right.
They, actually, they told me, well, you want to hear the story?
Yeah.
I started to be, we have, by the way, I read your book.
Yeah, thank you.
And a lot of parallels.
Really?
Childhood and things.
Like what?
Oh,
you grew up in a black neighborhood?
No, like going.
Did you used to fart a lot? Yeah, that was it. I knew
looking
it.
for the parallel.
No, I grew up in a situation where you got beat up and all that crap, and I was called the pretty boy sissy because I have a pretty face.
Right.
And
let's address that though. Are you married? Because on Mike Douglas, you said you were married. You are divorced. Because you're
now, come on, you're going to fall for this. Raymond Burr was divorced.
That's right. No, I'm saying, did you ever?
Raymond Burr.
Mike used to try to bring up your sexuality all the time. He'd ask you what's going on. You would always say he was married.
Trying to figure out his own sexuality.
I guess so. I don't know. I don't know what his sexuality was.
He was saying, should I be wearing it?
Right. Maybe I'm wrong. No, but I'm saying, like, when I remember watching Mike Douglas, when you said you were married, I was floored.
Everybody.
Well, I told him that I had been married.
Right.
You know?
Right. Oh, you weren't even married then?
Well, no.
No, you hadn't.
I always thought he was married.
Right, in the 70s, you have to say you were married.
No. I was divorced by the time I did his show. But I mean, I told him that I was married. I had been married. He just got the had wrong.
Right.
Oh. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
but the thing is, when a woman marries, a guy who's a female impersonator or something, impersonates celebrities.
Well, I was married before I started to do that. I was married when I was 17.
I was going to say, because you started at 18.
Right. Jewish girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Whose father was a rabbi.
Really?
And I'm an Irishman?
Yeah.
Do you think that went over very well? They didn't like me.
Which part? That you were in dresses? Or that you were...
I wasn't in dresses.
Oh, okay. So
that's why I went into dresses.
Your wife drove you into dresses.
I thought, screw this. We're both the same size.
Yeah, but the point is, you were the only guy around who actually did the voices, too. You could actually sing like Judy Garland, Barbra Streisand.
This is this thing. I'll capsulize it.
All right, go ahead. So you got beat up a lot as a kid.
Yeah, I got made fun of and a lot of mental scars, and I had a bad back.
But you were straight.
Right.
And I had to wear a back brace to school.
Oh, whoa.
Like the Mike
How did I say the bad word?
You said the S word.
The S word.
But you had to grow up.
Come before or after the F word?
The S word is better than the F word.
Okay.
But Jim, you were getting your ass kicked in school because you would walk in, and let's face it, you're a pretty guy. There's no question about it. I would sleep with you. I'll be honest with you.
Howard!
Hey, come on. Look at you.
How much?
No. I have to pay you? What an insult.
But you were straight, but everybody just pegged you.
Why is she in that room over there all by herself, locked up?
She's afraid of the guests.
She's like at the precinct, you know?
Go ahead.
That's right. I'm waiting for my mugshot.
I sang. You know, I was very shy in school because of all that crap. But don't ask me why, but I could get up at a talent show and sing in front of 500 people.
That didn't bother you?
That didn't bother me.
Right.
But, so I started singing and became a friend of Phyllis Dillers. She was the very first lady that I ever did. Comedy.
Right.
I had operatic training in Philadelphia. I studied voice.
Right.
And if I hadn't studied voice, I couldn't sing the way I do now.
Right.
I was in a car one day listening to a Judy Garland album and started singing along with it. This is all true. I know it sounds like a movie.
No, and then all of a sudden
I went home and I took the album and I thought, you know what? This is incredible. I can really... I can duplicate her voice. At the time, I was singing as a guy, right?
Right.
Well, I was a pop singer, but they said, you sing great, but what's your gimmick? You're pretty.
Right.
What is your gimmick? And so I thought, I found something that nobody else knows about. So for like 6 months, a year, I worked on this.
And you started dressing yourself as Judy Garland.
I started talking to makeup people, but I approached it as an actor. I thought I don't want to be labeled as a drag queen.
Right.
I don't want to be a female impersonator.
And
I want to do something credible.
Right.
I'm an actor who does something like Hal Holbrook does. However, I happen to wear a dress.
Right.
Big deal.
But you didn't just sit at home in dresses and stuff like that. You had never done any of that stuff.
Yeah, but how weird is it? I mean, back then to do that, man. You know how much crap you got to take?
Let me tell you, the first time.
It takes balls to do that.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
That are strapped up. Anyway, the first time that I was successful was in Las Vegas, right?
Right.
An agent saw me in L.A. in this little club. I'll never forget this. There was nobody there. There were 7 people.
Right.
And I had a 7-piece band on stage. And I had to go out and sing Garland. And then I came back at the end of the show to sing myself. And I thought, oh, God, 7 people. Well, one of those 7 people was an agent. You know, you never know who's in the house.
Right.
He came backstage and he said, you know, you really are so special and unique. I've never seen anything like you. So he went to Las Vegas.
And you figure, hey, he's just coming on to me or something.
You gave me a card.
Right.
That old story.
Right. Right.
So he goes to Vegas and he makes 7 trips to Bill Miller at the Flamingo, and he says, "You got to try this guy out. He's unknown. We have no pictures. There's nothing."
And he didn't try to kiss you or anything,
No.
get your top off, anything.
No, he left.
Right, he left.
So I went.
Yeah, because I'm always suspicious of a guy.
Yeah,
okay,
well,
right.
He had a family.
What's he after?
Right.
Anyway, so there I am standing backstage this particular night as Judy Garland, unknown, totally unknown.
You never walk around your house as Judy Garland
Never.
or anything?
Why?
Never?
No.
You know what I mean.
Why would I do that?
Just to see how it feels to be Judy
Even in
full
the
time.
dressing room.
All right, go ahead.
And they said, and now Jim Bailey's tribute to the immortal Judy Garland. And I stood there and I really almost passed out. I thought, I don't want to do this. Why am I doing this? You know how you get that?
It takes balls. It takes balls.
And I walked out on the stage and I did it, and I was a huge success, and everybody bought it.
That's right.
And I did it, but I did it seriously. I didn't do it.
Yes, because that's what I always used to love.
Right.
It was
that
really
it was
real.
called
Yeah, you did it. It was a tribute.
So that's how it happened.
Maybe I ought to do that.
Success.
I did a tribute once to Ginger from Gilligan's Island. I don't know if you ever saw it.
By the way,
I was fabulous in it. A big success. No agent ever called me after that. But
in your book,
yes,
Ralph, what is his last name?
Ralph Fosarella.
Makeup man.
Yes.
I have to talk to that man because some of those photographs are so wonderful.
He's always looking to help out.
Good for him. Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I still have that dress when I play Ginger. I always will keep that. Oh, absolutely.
Keep every outfit.
I keep every outfit. I don't know about you. Yes, of course.
In storage.
Of course you should.
I have everything in storage.
Yes.
My life's in storage.
Let me take a break, Jim, and then I want to get back to this whole thing.
Right.
I always thought that maybe he had plastic surgery.
Oh, everybody's accused me of that. I've been accused of my nose broken, implants, all that.
That's
crap.
all natural?
It's all natural.
Really?
It's all body stuff, right. Undergarments.
Because I've seen you on TV. Sometimes you have cleavage. I don't know how you do that.
Oh, what do you
you push everything together?
Yeah.
You will have cleavage as Barbra Streisand?
Oh, definitely.
Really?
Big boobs.
Really?
Lots of boobs.
He's been wearing the new Wonder Bra for years.
Are you wearing a Wonder Bra?
Backwards.
Really? Good for you. Good for you. Let me say that Jim Bailey is going to do Barbra Streisand at the Charles Playhouse in Boston. So for all our fans in Boston, you can go see Jim. And he actually gets dressed up like Barbra Streisand.
And sings like her,
You'll see, and sings like her, does the whole thing. So, if you've been unable to see Barbra Streisand, you go see Jim. And believe me, I'd rather see Jim than Barbra Streisand any day. You don't do all those annoying...
wild could happen.
You don't do all those annoying raps in between songs, do you? No.
I do funny shtick, little monologues and funny things.
Right.
But not all that other stuff.
Right. And you're not like in love with her or anything. You just like to goof around and then portray her.
Right. And make
what
money.
do you think of all those people who lip sync? They just have the look and then they walk out on stage.
He thinks he's better than them. Because he is, right?
I know I am.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he can do the voice.
See, I can sing. They just do a little bit. They do like an impression. They do a song. I do an hour and a half. I sustain it.
Right.
And that's an actor kind of a thing. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. You get lumped in with these other, like the Joan Rivers guy.
I was the one who came up with the idea of, I think I'm going to say I'm an actor, singer, illusionist. And all of a sudden I'm watching this television show 3 weeks ago, and they have this guy with a beard that's Judy Garland. And he says, I'm a gender illusionist. And I thought, you piece of shit. Excuse me.
That's all right. You didn't say it this time. That's all right. I can keep that one on the air. Anyway, the point is, Jim Bailey tickets are, you get them by calling 617. See, there's a lot of rivalry between everyone.
Well, I would be upset if I were Jim with all these other guys running around making a living.
Well, I'm upset at the fact that they've taken my term and used it, and I've opened doors for them.
Yeah.
But that's okay. And I'm getting money.
Paid, though. They should give you something.
Yeah, they should give you some money.
Yeah, I get the money. They get,
Who else you do? You don't do Bette Midler, do you?
Everybody's done that.
Good. I can't stand them. I tell you, I can't take that. So you do Barbra Streisand.
I do Barbara.
Do Judy.
Judy. I do Peggy Lee. I used to do Peggy Lee.
I do that. Everyone can do that. Go ahead, yes.
Is that all right?
They give me fever. What is it, Baba Booey?
If you're interested, we have some tape of Jim doing Barbra Streisand.
Oh, do you really? All right, I'll play that when I come back. By the way, our own Jackie Martling is doing a Shirley Booth impersonation.
He does Shirley Billy Boo.
Yeah, Hazel.
And
Hi, Mr.
Imogene
B.
Coca.
Yeah, do your hi, Mr. B. Go ahead, everyone loves it.
Hi, Mr. B.
There it is. Very nice.
It's like she's in the room.
Yeah.
Hazel.
You got to see him do it, though. It's fabulous. He'll be doing that. Where are you doing that next?
In my show.
Oh.
He's going to be doing my backstage.
He's sustained.
All right, Jim, let me take a break, and then let me find out what the hell's going on.
Though.
Yeah, because you do it for a whole 2 hours.
Jim, I want to find out when you were married, like what happened. Like, did you wear,
How
like, did your
long
wife
were you married?
catch you in a dress one night, or did you ever like think I want to put on her outfits or anything like that? That's what I want to find out when
How
we come
long
back.
could this marriage have
It's a
lasted?
little serious.
It is serious?
I don't know whether we want to go into that.
Really? Oh, that must be good. Now that must be a good story.
Well,
He was married at 17 and it was over by 18?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's as far as you'll go with that one.
It's called mental illness.
Really?
You had a problem?
No.
I have one.
Goodbye, Robin.
Let me tell you something. I've been trying to have my wife committed for the last 30 years, so I know what you went
You've
through.
been invited, though.
There you go. Boy, 30 years ago, and it's still tense between the two of you. That's
Is
what I like.
not all right still?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, you better not bring it up again,
I'm
Robin. I just lost Jim's confidence.
Sorry.
Well, it's part of my life. This is, you know what I'm saying?
It's
You're
a
better
painful part.
You're better off working with Mike Douglas. At least he talks off cardboard.
Sticks to the cardboard cutout.
There's never anything painful.
He's reading a Cheerios box right now.
All right, Jim, let's get on to happier topics when we come back. I would like to hear you do Barbara Streisand in concert, and then we'll do that with the great Jim Bailey right after these words. All right. Let me tell you something. I just asked Jim if he could dress up as my wife. And
then what would you do?
I don't know exactly what would happen. Well, first of all, he wouldn't have to give me any sex because I never get any off my wife.
So that's
Should just make reservations for dinner.
Exactly, yeah. If you could just make a few reservations for dinner.
I have a joke. How do you know when your wife is dead?
You dress up as her.
Sex is the same, but the dishes keep piling up.
That's right. There you go.
Is that right?
There you go, Jim. No wonder your marriage didn't last.
Tell me about it.
I'll tell you about it. Anyway, let me tell you something. Jim, you dress up as Barbara Streisand. Your big play is going. I call it a play because it's.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I do.
It's
It's a performance. It's a performance.
Thing, yeah.
Charles Playhouse in Boston. For tickets, you call 617-426-6912. You want to hear Jim as Barbara Streisand?
Yes, I do.
That is a guy doing it. Now think about that. Sounding like Barbara
Remember
Streisand.
that movie, Victor Victoria?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But they had Julie Andrews pretending to be a man and singing like a woman. Jim really does it.
Jim does it. Yeah. 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 And you go to see Jim, you go to see Jackie Mason on Broadway. That's not acting. Jim is acting. So why is Jackie on Broadway and Jim in
Boston? Yeah. Why is that?
All right, take it easy.
I want to do Broadway.
Yeah.
Why haven't you ever done Broadway?
Because I met so many fakakta producers who were
Really?
we're going to do, when it came time, well, you know, they all just fell through.
You made a lot of money doing this, didn't you? I mean, you're a multimillionaire.
Well, multi.
Yes, he is. He's a multimillionaire. Yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Man in a dress. Yeah.
Million. Yeah.
Million.
Yeah.
Because Vegas, right? They pay you a
I want to
fortune.
do Broadway. I want to do a Broadway.
Do you really?
I really do.
Why don't you be Lenny Bruce's mother, like Joan Rivers?
Oh, I know Lenny Bruce's mother.
Yeah, right. Sally Marr. Sally from Mars.
Sally from Mars.
All right, here, let me hear what the hell you're doing in this
All
play.
right.
All right, let me hear this. Now, remember, this is Jim Bailey. That's you? You son of a bitch, you're a good actor. That's you, huh?
Listen to that.
Yeah.
Damn. What the hell's going on? How come your voice never got lower?
I don't know.
I mean, so how did you talk as a kid?
I'm a tenor. How did I remember?
Were you like this? No wonder people were beating you up. Wow, I can't believe this.
I'm a lyric tenor. That's why I do women, I guess. You know,
You're
I'm
damn
a
right.
baritone. I couldn't do it.
That's good. We got Ethel Merman here. Sing a few bars.
I'm just wild about Harry.
Yes.
Harry's wild about
See, baritones do.
Yeah.
Told you you're allowed to rain.
That's really you, huh? And this, That's not changed in any way. That's not...
It's what I hear.
Look how proud you are of yourself. Look at you. Look at you. Look how proud he is.
Stop it.
I'd be proud, too, if I could do that.
Stop interrupting him.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. All right.
No.
Amazing. That is amazing. No wonder you're a millionaire.
That's talent.
Hey, you came up with a gimmick.
Yeah, but...
And what you're saying is you actually do get laid and stuff from women, right?
Women come backstage.
Well, not as Barbara.
No. Well, nothing wrong with that. What? Yeah, women dressed as men come backstage. Right. That would be kind of weird.
Could have fooled me. I don't know.
Do you ever have like guys try to ask you out as Barbra Streisand, want to date Barbra Streisand?
Well, no, because when the show's over, that's it.
You take off the clothes.
After I take everything off, and then that's the end of it.
And you walk around as a guy the rest of the day.
Yeah.
But can you get laid doing this kind of work? Seriously?
Of course.
No, because don't girls right away think that like you're gay or something?
I've had a lot of girls who one particularly who didn't have a lot of
breast.
Yeah, and it was embarrassing. She felt that I was prettier than she was too, which
really
was a turn off to me. It was like upsetting. She said, "I mean, you intimidate me, so I."
Really?
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Jesus. See, it's hard to get laid.
Women have so many insecurities.
Tell me about it.
I'll tell you one girl you could date is Robin. She's not insecure in that area at all. Right, Robin?
Well, I don't have a small...
No, you got a very large chest.
Oh, I noticed both of them.
Now, let me ask you, at your shows, does Elliot Gould ever sulk around, looking for you?
Hanging around.
You know what I mean?
I want you back. Looking for his check.
I want Barbara.
I want Barbara back.
Would you ever sleep with Elliot Gould?
I don't
to
think
carry
so.
it out all the way? That'd be on Broadway. You would do that.
I want my career back. Well, you can't have it.
Listen to that. Come on, that's a pretty damn good. See, you do that, Robin, and you're a girl.
Yeah, it's easy for me.
Don't tell me. Wait. Don't tell me nothing.
No. That's wrong. All wrong.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Don't tell me that. Would you ever think of getting your nose enlarged, though? Your nose is a little too
perfect. Well, I do it with makeup.
Oh, you do prosthetics?
No.
Oh.
No, I do it with just shadowing.
Really?
Mm-hmm. No prosthetics.
No kidding?
No.
You wear panties under that outfit? Or do you wear, like, guy underwear?
Well, I wear...
Well, you wear, like, frilly under thing?
No,
no?
Everything is built. The costumes are built.
And what do you do with your penis? You got to tuck that back?
Well, I would imagine it doesn't unscrew,
No, just so it's flat, Howard.
What?
Just so it's flat in the front.
Well, how are you going to make it flat? You got to push it all back.
Sit down a lot. That's all.
Because sometimes I do that. Like when I'm
you
home.
don't cross your legs, do you?
No.
Oh dear.
It'd be an accident.
Well, then I really hit high notes.
He could explode. Wait a second. You know what I do? Sometimes I'm at home. And sometimes I want to make myself look like a woman when I'm naked.
Yeah.
Actually, you're doing that scene from Silence of the Lambs.
I push everything. Yeah, I push everything back.
Yeah.
And I cross my legs to see what I'd look like as a girl.
And do the dance.
And I do that hiney dance. I'm telling you, Jim.
Do you have films?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sure. I put that on. I want to commit that to film. So I'm saying you got to have like a special truss built or something to keep everything tucked in.
Special undergarment kind of thing. Yeah.
So, what is it, Baba Booey?
I have to give Jim a note.
What is Jim's note?
My days are numbered. What?
Oh, you have a limited engagement?
Oh, this is funny.
Yeah.
Should I say it?
Yeah, sure.
There's a possibility of David Letterman. Maybe someone at CBS will pick up on it.
Jim's trying to get on the Letterman show tonight.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story.
Yeah, why doesn't he have you on?
I'll tell you what. Let me tell you. About 5 years ago.
He's uptight about a guy in a dress.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
5 years ago, I said, I like this guy. Let me get on it. So they called, and his people said, "Oh, we don't put people on our show like that."
Oh.
And
like
I
what?
thought, like who wear dresses, men who wear dresses. And I thought, hey, I'm an actor. Doesn't he but maybe it never got to him.
Yeah, wouldn't he have Dustin Hoffman on?
Maybe it never got to him. I don't know. But that was the reaction, and I thought, well.
Screw it. You don't need that.
Yeah.
That's all right.
And I have an Arsenio Hall story.
You got FU money. You don't need to be on there. So what about Arsenio Hall? He would have put you on?
I discovered Arsenio Hall.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you do that?
Well,
I'm going to throw you out of my studio just for doing that.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Come on,
That wasn't
Jim.
me,
Yeah, I
folks.
thought that was you.
That was
All right, go ahead.
No, that was Barbara.
That was Barbara doing that.
In 1981, I went into my agent's office in L.A., and I was looking for a comedian to
open up your show.
I really opened the show as the lady, then the comic, and then come back as myself.
Right.
So they said, I want you to see this video of this guy. He's working at the Comedy Store. And so I came in and I saw this video of Arsenio Hall, and I thought, he's really funny, and let's try it. So I took him to Atlantic City, and I have it on. In fact, I just played this last week on an audio.
How bad did he bomb?
No, I did Barbara Streisand, and he came out on the stage and said, well, they told me when I came here to Atlantic City with Jim Bailey that I was going to be with Jim Bailey. They didn't tell me that I was going to have to follow Barbara Streisand. And I got a laugh, and he was all very sweet and everything, and he worked. Took him to Las Vegas, Sands, and all of a sudden, woo, he became very big, and then he got his show.
Right.
And I made that same call.
Right.
And the answer was, we don't use your kind of act.
Really?
I never got
the guy never paid you back. Well, that's why the son of a bitch is out of the business right now.
He's still working.
It's called karma, damn it.
Right.
Hey.
Screw him.
Right. There you go. And what was it? Was it the flat head or the gums that impressed you when you first met him? That's what I want to know.
His material.
His material. You liked it?
Yeah. Don't know.
Well, I hope you do get on Letterman if that's important to you, Jim. But you don't need it so much. Believe
I'm on
me.
your show.
That's all. You got my show.
Well, maybe Leno will hear this and think.
Leno will have you on. Hey, Jay, what do you think? Will you have these kind of acts on your show?
A man in a dress?
Yeah, a man in a dress.
Well, sure, I don't know. I'm a nice guy. Is he a homo?
No. What's the difference? Does that matter what his sexuality is?
He wants to do
that. Is that really an issue?
Oh, it doesn't matter to me, Howard.
Yeah, sure it doesn't, but you asked the question anyway.
Oh, I have to ask that. That's a new confront of Jay.
Oh, I see. That's the new Jay, the evil Jay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, was he married in 1890?
Oh, how dare you.
That's no proof.
That's no proof. Well, Evil Jay, you say you will have Jim Bailey on, right?
The new investigative Jay.
All right, good.
Yeah.
All right, here's the point.
I love it.
All right, here's the point. If you want to go see Jim Bailey, he'll be doing his Barbara Streisand show at the Charles Playhouse in Boston. It's an amazing transformation.
Well, I hope you do bring it to New York, because I would love to see you live and in person.
And he's got breasts, and I'm going to tell you something, he's got an ass that kills. You're really doing those tight dresses, and he does it, and he tucks in his genitals, we learned. You're a large man, although maybe not. You have a very high voice. Well, that's part of the thing. You would want to know that, right?
Well, I don't know.
Are you very big? Is it very hard to
I haven't measured it lately.
Really? But you're a good-sized man.
Well, you know...
That makes the illusion even more incredible. You don't want to brag, but you're saying you are rather large in that department. God, I wish I was.
You're bad, Howard.
You know, I could be a Barbara Streisand impersonator in terms of the waist down. For the nose and the waist down. I'm hung like Barbara Streisand. I'm very small. I don't mind telling you that, Jim. I admit it openly.
In fact, Barbara's bigger than you.
Yeah. You know what? I bet you she is. I swear to God, there are times when I'm nervous. If I'm relaxed, I look normal. But there are times when I'm nervous, you can hardly see a thing on me.
Well,
really?
that happens to everybody.
No, well, maybe you, but I'm telling you, I'm telling you. I tell you, Barbara's nose is bigger than I am down there. It's probably a curse, because you have to tuck everything away.
It's a bit painful.
It sure is.
Everything is painful.
But look at Jim Bailey. He overcame adversity at a young age. He was ridiculed by people.
Yeah, what are those people who used to beat you up? Have you ever heard from them?
A couple of them came back to Atlantic City, because I'm from Philadelphia. So
did you kick them in the nuts?
I wouldn't see them.
You wouldn't see them?
Yeah, I said,
good for you. Good for you.
All right.
See, I would have seen them. I would have kicked them in the nuts.
I went to school with you, and I said, no, I don't remember anybody that I went to school with that liked me that I liked them. So
yeah,
tell them I left.
That's the best retribution.
Right?
That's unbelievable. Jay, so you will be booking Jim?
I would love to have him on this. Come on out and do the show.
All right, there you go.
Bring me a bikini, and I got some amyl nitrate.
Evil Jay, you just mellow out.
Now, just as long as he comes on my show and keeps his hand on my leg.
Helen needs that.
Yeah, right. But I'm happy to have you, Jim. I want to thank you for coming in. Anyone who wants to see Jim doing his Barbara Streisand show at the Charles Playhouse in Boston, you call for tickets 617-426-6912, and you will marvel. But that's a guy. That's Jim. Listen to you. Sing like a goddamn angel. Look at you. You see you do that, Robin. Go ahead.
I
Let's
can
see you.
do it.
Let me hear what you can do.
Get ready for me, love, because I'm a coming.
Sing it, Faisy.
If someone, I forget the word.
That's some Barbra Streisand.
Wait a minute, I can do Barbara.
Jim, congratulations on your show, and
Thank
you
you,
truly are terrific. And I'm thinking of doing a Barbra Streisand show myself. You've inspired me.
Well, we'll talk.
You have really inspired me. And
Come on out.
and Jay?
Yes, I think a few of the Schwartzes in the band sit on the wrong side of the fence.
Oh, boy. Here he goes.
Come on.
Way overboard.
That's evil Jay. That's evil Jay. Evil Jay.
Yes, come on out, Jim.
All right, Jim Bailey.
Feel my show.
Thank you. Thank you, Evil Jay. Evil Jay. And everyone go see, all our Boston friends go see Jim in Boston.
Can I say thank you?
Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead. No one else ever thanks me.
Well,
much like you, I won't see my high school friends either.
Screw them.
Screw them. I'll kick them in the nuts. I'm thinking of doing a show based on Rosalind Kind, Barbra Streisand's sister.
Yeah, you're going to do a sister.
Yeah,
Your sister.
Yeah, I'm going to do a Rosalind Kind impersonation.
A whole hour.
Yeah, right.
With Rosalind Kind.
Yeah. Maybe not a whole hour. I don't know if people can take that.
5 minutes.
All right, 10 minutes. That's enough.
That's 5. It's
5
okay.
is right.
It's all right.
No, you know better than I do. All right, I want to thank you for coming in. And we'll take a short break, and then we'll come back, Robin, and I have a couple of... Hey, did you see me on The Tonight Show?
No, I did
not.
not.
You missed it, huh?
I missed it because I was working.
Oh.
No.
I was working.
That's some excuse. Over here of a VCR, Jim?
Yeah, but I...
All right. That's okay.
I'll see it.
It's all right.
Howard, thank you for having me on
Thank you,
the show.
Jim. Thanks for coming in here, and
You're
we'll take a
welcome.
break, and we'll be right back. What am I talking about now? You. Me? You talking about me? About time I got to talk about the most important topic in my life.
What is that?
Me.
Oh. It's you? We're not doing a commercial?
No. I've blown off all the commercials. So what'd you think of my big announcement on the Leno Show that I'm doing a movie?
I thought it was incredible.
Yeah.
I can't believe that you kept it such a secret from me.
Well, you know what a blabbermouth you are.
So he could have told me. I wouldn't have told anybody.
I don't know. I felt you would have squealed. So I'm very excited about that.
Screaming.
I'm very
right.
excited about
They
that.
would have heard the scream and known something was up.
Yeah.
So when do we expect you to be shooting and all that stuff? And we're having casting calls here, I would imagine.
Well, you know what's kind of funny? Actually, you kind of knew that I was up to a movie because didn't...
I didn't. You know what? Things are asked of me and papers are signed, but I never know when a deal is being finalized or if it'll... You know, these deals sometimes go up in a puff of smoke. So
well, I'll tell you how serious this deal was. You know, the contract had to be signed and everything before I was going to announce it. I've learned to do that now. Because I usually shoot my mouth off too early.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Until I know that there's something signed, I usually say, well, that's nice, but who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, and one of the things I said, you know, if I'm writing the story of my life, I've got to write Robin into it. So, and they said, so before you sign a contract, you have to say, well, if you're going to write about Robin, you should, you know, say that she understands that, you know, you're going to write about her and you'll be represented, you know, she's going to be represented in the movie or even play herself or whatever happens. So I said, yeah, okay, if I'm going to write about Robin, I figured you were tipped off to it because you basically knew I was writing about you.
Well, they said maybe.
Yeah.
They just wanted, you know, they don't know who they're going to write about.
Yeah.
But they said if we are going to write something and it happens to be about you, we want clearance.
Yeah.
But like I said, still, you never know until, like, there was that New Line Cinema deal, supposedly.
Right.
So I just don't know anything until you tell me that things have been signed.
Yeah.
I just know there are talks going.
Because people said to me, well, would Robin play herself or would someone play Robin? I said, first of all, who the hell are you going to find has cans besides Jim Bailey? Who are you going to find that has cans like Robin? I said, honestly, no one will accept anyone
Jim
else.
Bailey could do me.
Jim Bailey is Robin in the movie. Now, that's a funny movie.
Except no substitute.
So... Hey, you know, I wanted to ask Jim whether he liked girls or guys. I guess he likes girls, he says.
He says he gets dates.
Yeah. But the girls don't like that he has a better chest.
Well, they get a little intimidated because some think he's better looking than they are.
Yeah.
I wonder who these girls are. Who's he dates?
Boy, they must be some real dogs.
Maybe he ought to upgrade. Doesn't he know the show business?
And then, I don't know, then I got a little uncomfortable in the interview because I asked him about his first wife, and then he got all upset because he said there's some mental problems there. And just said, well, maybe, you know, she saw you running around in a dress and got all upset.
Freaked her out.
Freaked her out. And,
you never know.
You never know what the hell this story
Life's a crapshoot, as they say.
But a nice guy, talented guy.
Very talented.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes, as you said, a lot of guts.
To run around when you're like, you know, that young, rough, dress as Barbara
Yeah,
Streisand.
I'm going to get up there as Judy Garland.
Yeah. Jackie tried that early in his career before he had a band.
I might try it again.
Blew out his voice, though.
Yeah. Never talk the same.
Don't rain on my parade.
Do Jackie doing Barbara Streisand.
People who need people. Children, feeling deep in your soul. But first, be a person who lives. Thank you. I love you all. Good night. Good night. Where's my money? Where's my money?
Very good. Very good.
Where's my money?
And I like girls. I do.
Because Jackie's in it during the commercials. I don't believe Jim Bailey likes girls. I go, hey, what do you want from the guy? The guy says he does girls. That's it. You're a filthy, stinking liar.
Oh, Jackie, you're not going to say you never said it.
I will say one thing.
What will you say?
What's that? All right, don't say anything. Just keep your mouth shut.
If it's what you said to me, don't say that.
Jackie, I get a lot of dates. Sirianni is in a nut house. He's mental. I don't want to talk about it.
If any wife's going to go mental, it's Sirianni.
You think?
When you were asking him about the groupies and girls coming backstage, he was about as comfortable with that conversation as I would be talking about the Russian Revolution.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you something. I guarantee you that guy likes girls.
Yeah, I thought so, too.
I didn't think he was lying at all. And I'll tell you something. He's talented. I don't care what he likes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
Son of a bitch sings his ass off for you, and then you got no respect. No, that was good. That's pretty amazing that that's a guy singing.
It is quite an illusion he creates.
Damn right.
They got amongst my heart a drama. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my.
Come on, that's good. That sounds like. I mean, I can't.
Wouldn't guess that that's a man.
I can't stand Barbara Streisand, so I have no desire to hear anybody impersonate her or or anything. But
You
that's
don't even want to see her impersonated.
No, but that's amazing. I don't care what you tell me. What's that?
But it is sort of like that Victor Victoria thing where, Julie Andrews used to have to take off her wig or something at the end of the performance to prove that she was a man.
Yeah. Hello, Dallas. You're on the air. Hey, tell me how good I was on the Tonight Show.
Hey, you were great.
Thank you.
Too bad I missed it.
Oh. That's all right. You didn't have to say that. You could have just said I was good and left it at that.
Well, listen,
Tom Shales says in the paper today.
Yeah?
That it's so difficult to get Jack Parr to appear on a TV show. He has to be coaxed and prodded to make TV appearances now.
And revived?
Leno returned Parr's kindness by sitting by idly as shock jock Howard Stern, Leno's guest on Friday, derided as that old Faso. Leno smirked silently as Stern ridiculed not only Parr but also Carson and Letterman. I didn't ridicule Letterman, did I?
Well, you had his face on a mask, so
Yeah.
he thought that was
But I didn't ridicule him.
ridiculing him.
Stern got the audience to boo Letterman's photo. What do you mean I got the audience to boo Letterman's photo? I put a Letterman mask on to say how upset Jay is with Letterman, and they booed. I got the audience to boo?
You didn't know what they were going to do.
Look, did this guy watch the show?
Were you coaching people beforehand that I
working.
didn't see?
Let me hang up on this guy's annoying me. He's not a true fan if he didn't watch me on Leno. Leno offered not a word of protest, looking every inch the spineless worm. Boy, he really gives it to Leno. Jay Leno's week of Tonight Show telecast from New York quickly turned into the second coronation of David Letterman as late-night king. It reconfirmed Letterman's creative leadership as well as Leno's status as an also-ran. Leno actually beat Letterman's CBS Late Show a couple of times in the ratings last week, which hasn't happened before, but Tonight from New York often came off as a response to Letterman. Oh, boy, these guys take this crap real serious. On Monday night, Leno feigned surprise when Jack Parr strode out from the wings for a guest appearance. Yeah, that is kind of funny when Jay feigns surprise. I love that. You know, when he acts like surprised that Madonna's there and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Madonna. Whoa.
Like he hasn't been in makeup. And
yeah, right.
He's just walking out.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Oh, look who it is. Our old friend Madonna.
Hey.
Wow.
Gee whiz, nobody told me you were going to be here.
Come over here and sit down.
Oh, sit right over here and don't make any ass jokes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in 5 minutes.
Oh. Haven't seen you since backstage. Pretty wild. I don't know. Personally,
didn't they tell you that they wanted you to do a walk on Thursday night? Somebody had suggested that, remember?
Where?
On the on the Leno show.
Yeah, they wanted me to do that. I don't know why. I forget.
They have been having New Yorkers walk on every night, but you were already booked as a guest.
Yeah.
Somehow or other, they thought you should walk on Thursday, too. I don't know why.
Why don't you just give me the host chair and let me host the damn thing? That's the way to go.
Why didn't they just leave Jay in California and say The Tonight Show from New York with Howard Stern?
Yeah, let me do a week. Why don't you ask me to play the saxophone, too, for Branford? I'll play the sax. Be a guest, guest musician.
Yeah, sit in with the band all week.
Yeah, right. I'll do the Joan Rivers stuff tomorrow.
Hello.
Hi. You want to tell me anything?
Well, yeah, I do. I want to tell you about the performance.
Oh, good. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. It is, incredible. Who is this? Is this Howard?
Yeah, you're on the air.
No.
Oh, boy.
Hello?
Yes.
Well, it was incredible. I mean, you are the only person in the world that can do whatever you did.
Whatever it was.
Whatever that was.
No, I mean, you can change the course of the entire talk show business. It's you took over the whole place.
Let me tell you something. Not only that, I reversed the order of the planets today.
Almost.
Yeah. Actually, tomorrow I'll be parting the Red Sea if anyone wants to come down and see me do it.
I'll tell you, it was so amazing.
It was fun. It was a fun show to do. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, and you should really do more of that. I think Jay should really have you on so much more. It makes Jay look better.
Well, I don't like to do it a lot, so it wouldn't be as special if I came on every night.
No, that's true. Not every night, but every once in a while, you get the ratings for them, and you give everybody a treat. I know that my husband fell asleep and he taped it, and he didn't get it on tape, and he was so pissed.
I think do most people do that? I mean, they have to tape as it. They just fall asleep and forget the tape, I guess.
No,
he had I guess he set up the VCR wrong or something.
Right, I see.
Yeah, and he complains about everybody else, not being able to set the VCR right.
And he did it wrong.
He screwed the whole thing up.
Yeah, well, it was fun. It was fun to do.
Yeah, well, I just want you to know we really enjoyed it, and
Thank you.
You're the best.
I think most people realized during that show that I should be the host of The Tonight Show.
It's my show, you bimbo.
Absolutely.
Jay, now, Evil Jay.
It's my show, you bimbo.
No, Evil Jay,
Why
please.
don't you sell that kid of yours and buy a personality?
All right, thank you, Evil Jay.
Evil Jay.
All right, thanks for the call.
Okay, take care.
Bye-bye. Evil Jay does not like that.
Evil Jay.
It's his show.
Myrtle Beach. Oops. What is it, Stuttering John?
Hi, the numbers are in for New York between you and
Eddie?
And Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie had a 4-5 with an 11.
Yeah.
And the King of All Media had an 8-0 with a 19.
Whoa! Oops, Eddie. Eddie Murphy.
Slipping a little bit.
Let me see those numbers.
I just wrote it out on this paper.
That's cool.
Oh, you want to see John's handwriting?
You won't understand it.
Sorry, darky.
It says
Oh,
Jay. Jay. Evil Jay. That's not right.
My apologies.
So Jay clocking in with an 8.0 and a 19, and Letterman with a 4.5 and 11.
Huh. Well, keep going with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Stuttering John.
And that's from the King of the Stupid.
Yeah. Thank you, King of Stupid. Yeah, who knows where he got those from? I bet you he made them up.
Gary called them.
You're right.
This just in.
Oh, I got some ratings. He got them from Madonna's sister.
A reliable source, Howard.
All right. Thank you, Dan.
I don't know.
Cleveland, you're on the air.
Hello.
How come there's no review of my appearance? They were reviewing all the guests for the week. I didn't get a review.
You didn't get a report card, no review. I'm very disappointed.
Maybe I'm better off. Who needs the pressure of being reviewed?
Punishment
Yeah.
for being good.
You're on the air.
Hello.
Yes, you're on the air.
Oh, awesome. Hey, I just want to comment about your appearance. It was great.
Thank you.
I was also like having sex during it, so.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's I was.
Yeah, a lot of people get horny.
Was that? Did it heighten the experience?
Oh, of course it did. Watching a model too. You know?
Hey, by the way, Jackie O. You know we were talking about that she was like an editor at a every day
Book
Jackie O.
publishing company. Yeah.
And I said, what book did she ever edit? Well, someone sent me the list of what she had done. Selected books edited by Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. And I never heard of any of these. Poet and Dancer. The Nighttime Chauffeur by Carly Simon. I think that's a kid's book.
I think so.
Raunchy Riddles by Jackie Martling.
Really?
Yeah.
He was responsible for that? Surprising.
No, but I mean, she did a kid's book. I said that whole thing was just a publicity thing for Doubleday. They got their name in the paper by having Jackie O show up at the building every day.
And she could call cool people and have them meet with her.
Right. Let's see. The Last Tsar.
Who wrote that?
The Life and Death of Nicholas II by Edward Radzinski.
Oh,
boy. Dancing on My Grave by Chelsea Kirkland and Greg Lawrence.
I think that was like the biggest one she did.
Moonwalk by Michael Jackson. Taming the Storm, The Life and Times of Judge Frank M. Johnson, Jr. and the South's Fight Over Civil Rights. Oy vey. She didn't even get like the Jerry Seinfeld book. Isis and Osiris. Isis and Osiris.
Osiris?
Someone like that.
Or Osiris, or whatever his name is?
Yeah. There's a popular book. So, I mean, I don't know what that was.
Well, I know I was reading in the paper yesterday about some 17th century guy. She used to get to write a bunch of junk.
The only book that is even remotely interesting to me on this whole list is I Swear I Like Women by Jim Bailey.
But some expert on the 17th century, she was always, 17th century France.
Right.
She was always having him write books, and that was her thing.
Hey, thanks for the call.
Okay, hey, I'm looking forward to seeing you in Cleveland here.
See you there June 10th.
Yeah, June 10th. You're supposed to be at the Convocation Center now, huh?
Yeah, I think we're gonna wind up there. We're not sure where. We're gonna go to people's homes and stuff. But I don't know if we gotten any mail from people in Cleveland who want us at their house.
I was asking Gary about it on Friday, and he was unable to give me an answer.
Well, that doesn't mean we didn't get any mail. He's just unable to give you an answer. But I'll see you in Cleveland.
Okay.
We're trying to put together a good show for Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be good.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Hey, you're on the air.
Howard, how
Yes.
you doing this morning?
Good.
I just wanted to comment that I thought you were fantastic on The Tonight Show.
Thank you.
Second of all, I'm a state trooper in upstate New York, and since you're running for governor, I wanted to know if you'd make a comment about the recent shooting of a state trooper who was killed trying to stop a robbery.
Hey, I'll do you one better.
Okay.
First of all, any trooper that stops a robbery, was he killed?
Yes, he was shot and killed trying to stop the robbery.
Well, you tell me what the punishment should be for a crime like that. What are they going to do?
Death
Lock the
penalty.
guy up? Of course.
Without a doubt. I know you're very much pro-police, and I know that...
Hey, let me
one
tell
of
you
your
something.
platforms. Yes, sir.
Let me tell you this one. I'm reading a paper called, the newspaper, the Rockland Journal News, okay? It's a Gwinnett Westchester newspaper.
Okay.
And I'm reading a story out of Albany. There's a guy who just lost his 2-year-old daughter. Let me see here. A couple was convicted in killing a 2-year-old.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
A couple.
Man and wife, or just two?
Let's see. One juror compared Donald Kimball to an animal after voting to convict him of murdering for punching his girlfriend's 2-year-old son so hard.
Yes, this was right in Albany. He was high, smoking marijuana, had beat the child, and
so listen to this. So
went
the guy
downstairs to watch TV.
So the father of the child,
Sounds like a Dragnet episode.
yeah, right. So the real father of the child, he lost his kid to the boyfriend.
Yes.
Right. He had been fighting for custody at the time.
So you can imagine he's pretty shook up.
Right.
He was fighting for custody of the kid. He knew the kid was in a bad environment, and now look what's happened. His kid is dead.
That's correct.
All right. Maybe this is the worst thing that could happen to a human being, watching your child die.
Without a doubt.
Okay. So they interview the kid's father. The guy was so upset he could barely stay in court during the trial. He couldn't even make it. So they interview him, and he says, quote, "If it could be done, I'd let Howard Stern be governor for a day. He'd send them to the electric chair," Preble said in the Sunday Gazette of Schenectady. That was the quote he gave to the press. Now, it can be done.
Oh, certainly.
I'm not asking to be the governor for 4 years. I'm asking to be the governor for 2 weeks.
I think you could take care of the overcrowding in the prison population.
No, I can't.
In a short matter of time by sentencing
Well, if you execute
and
enough
signing death
people.
warrants.
Well, I'm not even going to be the guy. I'm not a judge who sits there and gives out the. All I can do is give us the death penalty. After that, it's up to other people to
Once
carry.
you're found guilty, you sign the death warrant, which is signed by the governor.
Yep.
You clear out some space. We put some more in there. I know you're a family man. You're always pro-police. I mean, you talk on the air.
I'm a good man. I'm a good man. That's all there is to
Well,
it.
I just wanted to call and get a comment from you, and I wish you the best.
The comment is, vote for me. I'll set you free.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Howard.
you.
Vote
Have a
for
good day.
you, and you'll give him the death
A
penalty.
vote for every vote.
I will be voting for you, Howard.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
How is your campaign going? Are you on the ballot?
No, it's not going anywhere. First of all, I can't figure out a way to get around this financial disclosure. I'm working on a loophole. I ain't going to sit there and tell people what I got. Secondly, I certainly am trying to, I'm trying to work out a million things, Robin. Who knew about financial disclosure when we got into this thing?
You thought it wasn't mandatory?
Yeah, I thought it was something that you
just
do.
something politicians did.
I don't know. I'm only going to be in office for a day or two. I don't need to ruin my life.
Can you put everything you have in like a
Put it in a trust in your wife's name.
Exactly.
All right.
Or like
So leave me.
Like a Swiss account. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Swiss bank.
Let me put it in a stock account. A stock market stock.
Put it in your father's name.
The father, he'll die, and then my mother will get her hands on it and give it all away to Transcendental Meditation.
You can put it in my name.
What? You
I have some other market numbers going here.
All right.
From a reliable source.
Yeah, Madonna's sister.
In L.A., you did a 6-1 with an 18 share to, Eddie and Letterman's 3-9 with a 12.
Oof.
And in Cleveland, you were at a 10 rating with a 20 share to Eddie Murphy's 4 rating. So.
Wow.
So
Oofa.
Hoo-ha.
Hoo-ha. Double hoo-ha. Oops. And you want to know something? I bet you they're mad at Letterman for me going on there. But the guy asked me to go on, and I said yes. And I would have gone on Letterman first if he'd ever called. I had someone say to Morty, why don't you give me a call once in a while and tell me when you want me
a
on?
little pre-planning wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, I mean, let me know.
Keep in touch.
I'm a good talk show guest.
No, Letterman doesn't know.
So, like, right away now, they're like, I said, you know what? You want me on? I'll be on next week if you want me on. Oh, no, that's too close together. You just did Leno. I go, wait a second.
Eddie Murphy is on Leno tonight.
Yeah.
He was just on Letterman on Friday.
And Leno talked to me about that. He says, I don't even care. He says, I'm just happy to have Eddie Murphy. I don't care if he goes on there first. I could
but
care
believe
less.
me, if it was reversed, they would still have him on.
Right.
And now that you aren't on against him, everybody will watch Eddie.
They'll see him on it tonight.
Right.
So they'll win.
But I would
maybe Eddie will have figured out how to do talk shows by tonight.
Yeah, maybe he'll snap out of his coma.
Should you call him and give him some tips?
Well, Eddie is so concerned about
do this show.
Eddie is so concerned about looking handsome. I saw him on MTV. They're interviewing him about Beverly Hills Cop 3. He has a pose, and you can see they shoot him from one side.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, and he's with the black turtleneck and the regal rings, and he's got to look a certain way. He forgot how to be funny, this guy. He's worried about his appearance, and he's no beauty, this Eddie Murphy.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
Somebody ought to remind him.
He thinks he's Gable. Clark Gable. Clark Gable had to look pretty because he had no talent.
Clark Gable didn't have to move his mouth.
Right.
He just looked good.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy's supposed to be funny.
Did you announce what movie company that you signed with? Everyone's calling asking.
Yes, I signed with a company called Reicher. And you said, well, who's that? They've got, major distribution. They're a guy who heads it is the guy I met with, David Kirkpatrick. That's what I tried to explain on the Tonight Show. There was no time.
That was so funny when you said, Dave, that's because you're not in the movie business.
Yeah, right.
But it'll come out on Reicher Films? It'll be?
Yeah, they're owned by Ramthal.
What's their logo look like? I want to know if I've seen any of their films.
No, they're new. They've got 4 films in development. I mean, in production, whatever you call it.
And what would they be?
What do you mean, what they would be?
I would just,
what their films are?
With?
Oh, who knows? I don't know. I just liked them. I like David Kirkpatrick and this other guy, Keith Samples, who run the company. And they just seem to have a good beat on the book and had the money to do the movie and the proper budget and all that stuff. So I decided to do it with them.
I just wondered who they were with.
I don't know. Don't ask me to tell you all that stuff because I have no idea.
Okay. Guess I'll have to find out on my own.
I think they're owned by Off Our Rockers.
I'm just curious on my own personal level. Have you considered director yet? You
want to do it?
No. I'm just curious, who
yes,
who
I have.
Pick,
I've talked to some directors already.
Who are you considering?
John
I'm not going to tell you who.
I'm expert in this field.
I just want to see who you admire.
Gary Marshall. Okay, how's that?
That's
think
great.
he's good?
Yeah, I think
All right, good. That's who I'm considering. Gary Marshall and Jim Cameron. Are those good directors?
Yes, they're
those are the 2 guys I want. Okay, that's who I'm considering. All right, and Woody Allen, even though he's a schibboza. Spike Lee. I'm doing a sequel to Last Action Hero.
Hey, you got my vote.
I still think there's a good movie in there somewhere.
It is a good movie. You know what? You said I wouldn't like it if I watched it again. I picked it up, put it in the Laserdisc
Put a lid on it.
player, and I watched it again. I said, how can people not like this movie? They need me to explain it to them.
Maybe that's it.
Watch it with me.
It's over our heads. All right, let me take
you're
a break.
the guy who didn't understand the ending to Jacob's Ladder. So
Still don't.
Oh, that was a great one.
Oh, piece of garbage. All you nuts. All right, let's take a break, and we'll be back right after these words.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show.
Let me talk to you about Snapple juice, Snapple sodas, Snapple everything.
Funny you should mention Snapple. When I walked in this morning, I heard somebody popping the top on something.
Yeah.
I turned the corner, and there is Gorilla downing a Snapple juice early in the morning.
Yes, everybody loves it.
Starting his day the right way.
Gorilla's maybe the most annoying guy because he's here early, and every day he walks in and he looks over to see what I'm wearing and comments on my clothing or how I look. Hey, you look good today, boss. I like those shoes.
That's what goes on in the back. It drives me nuts.
Yeah, I mean, because you know what it is? He's looking for a look. He's desperately looking for a look. So he looks me over and comments on what I'm wearing. He's like a woman. It's like a little girl.
I didn't know this was going on.
Oh, it's so annoying. And I go, oh, you like it? Good. I mean, you don't want to be evaluated when you walk in the door. Hey, boss, nice shoes. Did you always have those? I go, yeah, I've had these for about a year or so. Well, what outfits do you think would work on a bald 21-year-old? Here's a little fidget with a bald head, 21 years old. Are you sitting commenting on him? I say, don't comment on my appearance. Could you pass up on that? I hate when you do that, Gorilla.
I've never, ever said anything.
All the time. Every day you comment and you look me over.
Bull crap.
He's got a lying problem, too, Howard.
Yeah.
Lying?
When's the last time I said anything?
You think I'm making this up?
When's the last time I said anything about it?
Last week.
When? What we were? I don't even know.
Talking to the microphone.
I'm trying. It doesn't stay up.
Well, hold it into your face.
I just walked in.
What?
I just walked in. I don't even know what you're talking about.
So how come you're saying you deny something? You don't know what I'm talking about?
All I heard was a bald 21-year-old.
Bungo head.
So then what are you worried about? You just started saying, arguing.
I don't always comment on your
You
appearance.
walked in saying that you don't comment on my appearance, and now you're saying you don't know what I'm talking about.
I caught the gist of it as I walked in the door.
So then you do know what I'm talking about. So you just lied again.
I don't even know how
Wait, you lied when you walked through the door.
I did not.
You came in and said, I never comment on your appearance.
I heard it as I walked in.
So you knew what we were talking about.
Yeah, but I don't know how it started.
So you just came in saying you didn't know what we were talking about. Why do you lie?
Well, I don't know the whole conversation.
You're a chronic liar.
I don't know the whole conversation.
He is the chronic liar.
That was the whole conversation. I can't stand when you comment on my appearance.
Then I won't. I don't even remember commenting on your appearance.
Well, you do. You do. I don't comment on how many hairs you have left in your head. Do I?
Yes.
I do.
I don't comment on the radio, and you don't make a comment.
Oh, on the radio's different.
Okay.
In your personal life, I never do that. I try to act like you have hair in your personal life.
And he has a better vantage point than anyone else.
I pretend like you got hair.
He's looking down there counting them every
I see the top of his head. Because you guys don't realize, you don't see the top of his head.
The way to look at him,
the sides, up here, over here is where it's all falling out.
Yeah.
What you do is you pull your eyelids down a little bit so your eyelashes look like his hair.
Right.
That's how you look at it.
Look through hair at Gorilla's head.
No, but everything goes, hey, when did you get those shoes? Those are nice.
Oh, I said you had nice boots once.
Once. And then you comment on my, hey, you look good today. You look good today.
You look good today. Now, I came in and I got the gist of it, but I never comment on your clothes. And I just don't remember commenting.
Then he also mumbles. Like he comes in today and he goes, what did you say to me today?
So congratulations on your movie.
So he goes, congratulations on your movie. I go, what? He goes, congratulations on your movie. I said, I don't know what you're saying, Gorilla. I really did. I said, I don't know what you're saying. You got to talk up. And then he goes, congratulations on your do. I go, and what did I think you said? I asked you something.
I don't remember.
I said,
I'm half asleep.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. So what happened? You popped open a Snapple this morning?
Yeah, first thing I did.
What'd you have?
First thing.
What'd you have?
I had Vitamin Supreme.
Supreme.
Vitamin Supreme. That perked you up because now you're talking better.
Yeah.
I have them all stocked in my fridge.
Snapple, yeah.
Vitamin Supremes.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's a very good flavor. As a matter of fact, that is pure fruit juice, Robin.
Congratulations.
And you know, Howard,
Congratulations.
when we go on the road now, they have a thing called a rider, and you ask, like, you know, what kind of food you want, what kind of drink, and on the rider it says that the man has to have Snapple.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you get a rider?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, a rider.
Yeah.
A rider, yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't sold that many records to get a rider.
a rider for
You
when
know
you play.
what?
Yeah.
Right.
His whole, any money he makes from this record will go to pay for the Snapple and everything else he's been creating.
So in that horrible apartment that you live in, you keep Snapple in the refrigerator?
It's all stocked with Snapple.
It is delicious, Vitamin Supreme. And you know what's good about it, too? If you give it to the kids and for yourself, it's all natural. Why should you buy a fruit juice that isn't natural? Do you understand that? Do you boys understand that?
Yeah. And how Gary just told me something interesting that I got to look into.
Yeah.
Mary got decaffeinated the Snapple because she's pregnant, so I got to check that out.
Decaffeinated what, though?
Iced tea.
Oh, iced tea,
Yeah,
right.
which is great. I didn't know they had that.
Yeah, they got that.
Yeah, decaffeinated strawberry. Yeah.
All right. So, very good. It's Snapple, and they're the best. Oh, back? Okay.
We're back with the Howard Stern Show.
By the way, we said that now that Jackie O has died, we know that we have learned every single fact about Jackie O in the last 2 days of news. The only thing we didn't know was how much Jackie O weighed on Mars. And to answer that question, Tom Rogers wrote me in, who knows how to compute such things. He says, Howard, Mars is about half the mass of Earth, so if Jackie O weighs 115 pounds, which is what he estimates her weight at, if she weighed that on the Earth, she would weigh about 57.5 pounds or 26.1 kilos on Mars. So that's the answer.
Now we know everything.
In fact, it says that if JFK had been shot on Mars, Jackie would have jumped about twice as high as she did here in Dallas on the Earth.
She'd have gone straight up when she was trying to run out of that car, huh?
Now, if anybody's trying to understand all this, let me put it in relation to Jupiter. Jupiter is about 318 times the mass of the Earth, so this is good for our science fans out there.
Very rarely do we delve in this area.
Jackie O would weigh 36,570 pounds, almost as much as our own Jackie Martley.
Wow.
Jackie O would weigh 36,570 pounds on Jupiter. But since Jupiter is a gas giant planet, she would sink to the frozen center, messing up her hair. So there it is. There's what you asked. For those of you also wondering what Jackie O would weigh underwater, she would weigh 28 pounds.
Why is that?
What?
Why is that?
I don't know. That's right. I'm just You're reading your statistics. Water's buoyant. Right. Yeah.
Don't question it.
I just asked.
Yeah. The wrong Jackie died. Yeah.
I was saying if we still had a TV show like our Channel 9 show, I would have done a whole hour and I would have had the Jackie funeral, except it would have been Jackie Martling. And like we would have had like black and white films of Jackie growing up and Jackie inventing dinner.
And all those pictures, she gets younger and younger as she goes along, so finally you get the statuesque, very sexy Jackie with the hair blowing across her face.
Yeah, we'd have young Jackie Martling pictures. And like the pallbearers, we'd always have to work in bikini women, so they'd be the pallbearers at the...
Bikini women. I miss you, Jackie.
Good broad to him.
He was the closest thing to royalty we had.
Yeah, they're taking the body of Jackie Martling now to Bayville for its final resting place, where there'll be a mass of the beautiful Nancy Sirianni Martling.
The First Lady is here representing
the First Lady in a thong. By the way, a lot of you have asked about that's one of the stories. Never before seen pictures of that movement will be shown on the program tonight.
As with all of Jackie's shows, there is a joke table where his tapes and videos are
laid to rest. What do you say we take those videos and mugs and throw them in the coffin with Jackie? Yeah, right.
Jokeland has been set up.
Most people hadn't seen Dave Walrus Hawthorne since 1983. There he is.
Some of the dignitaries.
Yeah. The eternal beer tap has been turned on where beer will flow from Jackie's grave.
Burke will be giving one of the eulogies.
Right. We know Jackie hated Howard right until the end. It gave him the heart attack when he heard Howard had signed a movie deal. That was it.
Be lying in state giving the finger.
Right.
All right.
Mrs. Sirianni Martling has decided to sing at the ceremony.
Yeah, she's going to subject us to that.
Never one to pass up an opportunity to entertain.
Right. It's ironic that the ones closest to Jackie are missing from the funeral service. Howard Stern, Robin Quivers, Fred Norris. None of his co-workers wanted to be at the funeral.
Amazing.
The only one who wanted to be there was V. West. For some reason.
She didn't have to work with him.
Right. She only heard about him.
Good man.
I know that this is a special moment that Jackie waited for.
Jackie's mother isn't here. She heard he was going to be on television later today, so she's waiting at home for that.
She's staring at the set waiting for Jackie to come on. No one has the heart to tell her Jackie's no longer breathing. Wow. All right, anyway. So that would have been a good TV show.
Oh,
That's
yeah, great one.
Another show I'm too lazy to put on.
Jackie M.
Jackie M. Jackie M.
Oh, beautiful. I love it. Jackie is going to be buried between several former girlfriends.
Away from me!
Yeah.
Get those photographers out of here!
Privacy!
My big giant sunglasses!
Jackie O had big giant sunglasses, right?
Yes. And a scarf.
Yeah.
And a scarf.
Always wrapped around the top of her head.
Privacy!
You know who's getting interviewed about Jackie O everywhere? Cindy Adams.
Yes.
The gossip yenta.
Did you see what she has? And she has pulled out every extraneous piece of information she can find. What is that?
Well, what's funny about Jackie...
What is that?
Oh, I hear that too. Fred, is that you?
My alarm is going.
No. Robin?
I'll
Wake up,
snooze
Robin.
until I figure out.
Take it and unplug it.
There.
All right.
I think that should have done it.
Cindy Adams, somebody set your alarm.
For 10 o'clock.
Yeah, remember-
Tell us when the show's supposed to end.
I bet you Tom did that. Son of a
I would
bitch.
not be surprised.
But anyway, with Jackie O,
Well, I was telling you about the extraneous information she's pulled out. Today she got a story from the guy who used to sell Jackie meat.
does she want my meat?
Her longtime butcher, Lobel's Prime Meat.
Goebbels.
Is it
Gamble.
Goebbels Prime Meat on Madison Avenue parted with this memory.
She loved the corned beef.
After Caroline graduated college and went out on her own, Jackie told them to send the daughter's meat bills to Mama.
Right on. Send me her meat bills, darling.
Try mine tongue.
You can't beat our meat. Hey, you know what's funny about Cindy Adams, though? They have her on every interview program, and really, the only thing that Cindy Adams knows is where Jackie O lives.
Yeah.
She lived somewhere near Jackie O.
She walked the same street.
Yeah, that's all she knows. In other words, if you had me on TV talking about Jackie O, I'd have as much information as Cindy Adams.
Well, I walked past her house the other day.
Yeah.
Interview me.
Well, you've done as much as Cindy Adams has done, and yet Cindy Adams is almost passing herself off as a friend of the family, a close confidant.
Oh, she was ranting on
Live at 5?
CNN.
Oh, CNN, yeah.
Over the weekend about how there were so many police officers on her block that, you know, they couldn't get through. She couldn't get to her own door. She had to, even to get to the station to do that interview, she had lost her driver.
Oh.
Because there were so many people on the block, he couldn't get through.
My theory was the reason that Jackie O was always mysterious and hiding behind glasses and stuff was that she could, you know, so she'd shake Cindy, who was hot on her trail.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I live on the same block as Cindy Adams. I must put on my dark, big, giant goggles and hairnet.
Oh, here she comes.
Uh-oh. But JFK Jr. is rollerblading to his mother's wake. They have a picture of it in the newspaper, and I don't
know why you find that so disturbing.
It's disturbing. First of all, they ask in the paper, all the experts are trying to figure out.
You mean
he shouldn't drive?
Actually, to it.
Yeah, to it.
He was coming to the house for the wake, yes.
Yeah, so listen to this.
Oh, I thought he was.
Now, come on, he's rollerblading. That's a fun activity. You're supposed to act a little sad when your mother died.
Well, actually, he didn't rollerblade to the wake. Jackie's correct. He was coming to her house earlier in the day.
Yeah. With Daryl Hannah behind him.
Yes.
They don't even rollerblade near each other.
I still think didn't ever get into that apartment while Jackie was still alive.
Yeah. As soon as they found out Jackie had her last breath, they snuck in Daryl Hannah to go look at the corpse. Mother? Daryl Hannah's here. She wants to make a final peace with you.
Give her your blessing.
Mother gives... Coast is clear. I don't think she liked Daryl Hannah. That's what they say in the paper. But anyway, so the experts in the newspaper are trying to figure out, is it appropriate for John F. Kennedy Jr. to be rollerblading to his mother's wake? And one of them said, well, you know, maybe the guy's grieving. This is a special way you deal with grief. You go rollerblading. I go, wait a second. Rollerblading was just invented.
It's a new kind of grief.
Yeah, I mean, rollerblading was invented like 5 years ago. What are you talking about? It's a way of dealing with your grieving. I could see bowling, maybe.
Parasailing,
yeah. Like hey, let me go have sex with a broad.
Maybe a morning jog.
But, you know, here I've just been fined another $200,000 by the FCC, and no one even wrote about it because the newspapers accept censorship in this country. But they're busy following this kid on rollerblades. And you know what's weird about it, too? It's like people question whether it's appropriate. Of course it's inappropriate, but they're afraid to say it. Let me tell you something.
What's wrong with it? I don't understand.
You don't go rollerblading.
When your mother's dead?
Let me tell you where he learned that from.
Whee!
Yeah, like, whee, I'm having fun. Whee! My mother kicked the bucket. Where's my hula hoop? So, the point is...
Go parasailing.
Yeah, there's a certain decorum one follows, especially when you know you're in the press. And the thing is, where did he learn that from? He learned it from Mama. He learned it from Jackie Kennedy. And the way he learned it was Jackie Kennedy, I am telling you, Aristotle Onassis, while she was married to him, while they didn't have the greatest marriage, admittedly.
They were separated.
Excuse me, they were technically married. They call up Jackie. Even Billy Joel was separated. He came to Christy Brinkley's side.
They had a better relationship.
Oh, come on. Aristotle Onassis, he marries her, right? He's on his deathbed. Jackie O had gone off skiing. So they contacted and said, look, it looks like Aristotle's going to drop dead any second now. Maybe you ought to come back. She goes, there's 6 inches of powder.
You know that was is that an exact quote?
No.
Pack powder.
Right, 6 inches of pack powder. She didn't even leave her skiing vacation. That's where the Sonny boy learned it.
He did show up.
Yeah, he showed up. All right, let me at that funeral.
What are you going to do on the day your dear mother bites the dust?
Oh, I know exactly what I'm doing. First, I start out with swimming in the morning. After lunch, rollerblades. And I don't even rollerblade.
But you got to do it. You're grieving.
And then probably in the evening, I'm going to run off with 3 supermodels and have sex with them because I'm grieving.
That's right. You're out of your mind.
Yeah. I'm going to go have sex with Daryl Hannah. I might cast Daryl Hannah as my wife. One of the guys.
Think she'll do it?
One of the guys at Reicher, my new movie studio, said maybe Daryl Hannah should play your wife. I said, hey, I'm for that.
Allison should be proud to be portrayed by Daryl Hannah.
Oh yeah. I said, yeah, make her the 50-foot woman. I don't care. Get her in the sack. Yeah. I'm ready.
That's quite a compliment.
Yes. Well, either that or Paulina.
Well, Paulina's not a blonde.
Yeah, but she looks a lot like my wife. Well, I'm telling you that John F. Kennedy Jr. is the product of Jackie O, and that's why he's rollerblading. I mean, Aristotle Onassis is on his deathbed, and she's like, well, the crowds are light today, and I can get in 6 runs. Tell him I'm there. He won't know the difference.
There's no lift line.
Wait a second, Mrs. Kennedy. You want us to tell Aristotle Onassis that you're at the funeral? Yes. Inform him I'm there. Put him on the phone.
Ari?
Ari? Ari?
I'm right here.
I can't be at your funeral because I have 6 inches of packed powder. What? I'm rich? Thank you.
You made me rich. I don't know, all this carrying on. Where is the morality?
Oh, I don't think that rollerblading is such a bad thing to do.
Harry, I'm going to ski your name in the snow.
At least he was rollerblading to her apartment.
That's true. All right, I'll give the guy that. So what else is in the news?
Well, I wanted to continue with this vein because I really don't. The other big controversy is what are they going to put on the gravestone of Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis when they bury her next to her first husband.
This Bud's for you. Hey, Robin, you didn't mention that our newscast is sponsored today.
I was supposed to mention that, or are you?
No, I am, but I'm going to throw the blame on you.
Oh, okay.
Today's news was being brought to you by Budweiser. Proud to be your Bud. Say, proud to be your Bud. You got to put that on Jackie O's gravestone. Proud to be your Bud.
Because they're wondering, do you put Jackie O next to John Kennedy and say the beloved wife of? And she's already, she's had this other husband between the two of them.
They're going to write on the, listen, they're going to write Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. Sirianni Martling. Yes, that's what they will write.
Really?
Yeah.
Because there's only one other presidential wife in Arlington.
Mamie Eisenhower.
No.
Pat Nixon.
Howard Taft's wife. Or whatever Taft first.
Well, she was a good woman.
It is a biggie.
I don't know how she got in there, but she is.
Howard Taft, Sirianni Martin.
And they didn't put a last name on her grave. They just put beloved wife and her first name.
And her stupid second husband. What's her face? Mrs. What's her face?
So I was just, that's the big question. What's going to go on the stone? Because she's going to have the same kind of stone as JFK and be laying right next to him.
It would just be so great if one of our fans was in charge of that. Put like Fred Norris's name on it. It would be so great.
Jackie O. Martling.
Just put a little pair of rollerblades on the gravestone so that we could be reminded of the son rollerblading to his mother's wake. They haven't removed the body from the apartment, someone told me.
Well, they're going to remove it today.
Ooh.
She's been in a coffin.
Oh, man. In the house?
In the house.
Whoa. That's
they say
weird.
It's just in like a brown box, a mahogany box.
Well, you know what they say, if it's brown, get down.
And there's a little cloth over, a little antique cloth.
Death is so weird, man.
And I was reading that this one minister, Hispanic guy, came over, and he said he'd met Mrs. Onassis a couple of times.
Pleasure to meet you.
And he came over and he knelt and said a little prayer, and then he asked Maurice Templesman.
That's another thing.
If he could kiss the box.
Would I kiss the box?
And he said yes. So he leaned over and kissed
and then he opened up the box and he kissed the box.
It would have been funny if he lifted the lid and jumped in.
Could you hold the skirt up? I want to kiss the box.
There's a smile on him.
Yeah. See, President Kennedy was a lucky man.
You can't tell she's dead from here.
When you kiss the box, It smelled good. Hey, anyway.
Why do you want to kiss the box? What is that all about?
Robin, I don't like doing it when they're alive, but maybe when they're dead, it's better.
It's an honor.
Please, man, kiss the box. Maybe that's a Spanish thing, you know?
Oh, no.
Kiss the box.
I guess he thought it was pretty weird and he didn't know what to do.
How weird is it that Jackie O is, like, still in the apartment? Do you think they're running the air conditioning extra high? I mean, that starts to reek.
You know, I wondered if somebody had come in and attended to the body, or did they just load her in?
There is a bad smell in the apartment. What is that?
Jackie's really... I feel the strong presence of Jackie here.
I feel like Jackie's in the room. Why is that? Jackie O rotting in the next room.
Did Jackie let go?
Why don't they pack her in the snow she loves so much? That's the weird thing, all the little rituals and the box and kissing the box.
Because they said that, you know, they will take her out today and bring her to the church. And she'll be brought in, and then the family will follow after her. And she'll be eulogized by Teddy, of course. Ted Kennedy, one of her favorite Kennedys, according to some of the books.
What? Hey, Red, kiss the box.
Bury her in a toboggan.
Bury her on skis.
On bobsled.
Yeah, may I rest my scotch on the casket?
Jackie's not dead, she's luging.
Luge, send her down a luge.
Wow, she makes a great ba.
Oh, ba. It's so wild, though, all the ritual and like where to bury her, what to put on the gravestone.
So, yeah, they're having a traditional mass.
Cool.
That will last about 90 minutes, and
Like
Jesse Norman, the opera diva, will sing along with a choir.
Every 90 minutes without a happy hour.
They say that the people who were milling around outside of the apartment broke into a spontaneous rendition of Glory, Glory, Hallelujah.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
At one point.
Tipsy, topsy, tararoo-ra.
Oh, dear. Both John and Caroline will say a few words as well.
John, Jerry.
Yeah.
The hunk. Yeah.
The hunk.
The hunk, yeah.
Let the hunk talk.
They did say that things turn ugly, though, later in the evening as guests and celebrities.
It's ugly.
Ugly.
People started to, you know, the people who were there to truly pay tribute to Jackie left and were replaced by photographers straining to get a view of celebrities who might be entering the apartment. And at one point when Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver were trying to get in, some photographers brushed past the barricades that were set up, and two police officers sort of knocked them around a little bit.
What is that smell? Why am I here amongst smell? I work my whole life. I work my way up like a dog, only to smell. Why do we have to be in a room with Jackie O?
Smells like bad bratwurst.
Even I take out the garbage.
Why don't we put her casket on wheels so JFK Jr. can skate with her to Arlington? Imagine him wheeling her down the road in his skates. Jackie O. The O is for older. Jackie Older.
Anybody got a stick up?
Can't we lower the air conditioning? With all that Kennedy money, can't they lower the air conditioning?
Can't they afford an air wick? Red cap.
Spray some Glade.
I like a cigar in the room.
I like the potpourri scent.
At least a few clothespins for me and my wife Maria.
Burn some incense.
Schreiber.
Maria Schreiber, I married the Kennedy. I'm like royalty myself. Jesus Christ, I got so much snot up my nose I can almost smell. For God's sake. Yeah, that's got to be cool.
The president will join the funeral procession when they get to Arlington. He had offered an Air Force plane to fly Jackie to
May I
Washington,
kiss the box?
but they
you guys
declined.
wait for a minute.
May I kiss the box on the President of the United States and lift up her skirt now, please?
Secret Service.
Wait a second, I'm getting very emotional here. I think I'm going to cry. Hey, Arnold. Even lying there dead, she's more interesting than your last movie.
Thank you very much. I'm going to bench press you.
I'm going to kiss her box, because at least she won't talk. She won't tell Hillary.
Oh. They're still firm. Oh, man.
What's the matter?
You know how they say
an angry president on the phone, boy.
There's a very angry president.
It's really him.
You know how they say the media's completely out of control?
Yeah.
And that, everything's changed in the last 30 years? Well, here's a guy who delivered the embalming fluid to the embalmer, and he saw Jackie O before she was embalmed.
Oh, cool. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Howard. How are you?
Hey, you sound pretty up for a guy who just embalmed Jackie O.
Oh.
How do you get to be the guy to deliver the embalming fluid and see the body?
Well, because the company I work for has a lot of this equipment that's portable.
Right.
And
smart man.
Campbell Home doesn't have any, so they called all over the city looking for it, and they couldn't get any.
Wow.
So they called us in the middle of the night, and we were the only ones to make nighttime deliveries. So I went up there.
So you went there in the middle of the night with the embalming fluid?
Yeah, well, not only the embalming fluid, but the there's a mechanical piece. I'm sorry, I was a little out of breath, but
You're nervous.
No, not nervous.
Oh, you're out of breath from delivering.
No, I ran upstairs to get the phone.
You guys deliver like dominoes, though. I mean, you get, within 2 hours, you get. So does everything stink in the apartment that Jackie O's been laying there like a cod?
Well, this is what happened.
Yeah.
So I went into the place, and they said they gave me a code name, I guess, but I didn't even know it was a code name. When I arrived there, through all the news media, I said, this
what was
has got to
your
be
code
the
name?
place. Elizabeth Allen.
Elizabeth Allen?
Yeah.
So did you know you were going to see Jackie O?
I had no idea at the time.
And didn't you feel a little strange being called Elizabeth Allen?
Not I, her.
Oh,
no, you were supposed to ask for Elizabeth Allen.
Oh, I see.
So when I went there, I said, what apartment is she in? So they said, the 15th floor. I said, what apartment? They said, the whole floor.
Right.
And I went in there. What a spread. Howard.
Yeah.
What a spread.
Well, she was very wealthy. Aristotle Onassis gave, they signed like an agreement that she would only have sex with him at certain times a week, and it was a whole contract.
Yeah, but that didn't give her any money.
When Aristotle Onassis died, she had to then contest the estate.
That's right.
And they paid her off to get rid of her. They paid her like $20-something million.
Well, I don't know if you remember the funeral. I don't know if you remember the funeral, Howard, but the funeral for Onassis, she didn't even walk with the family.
That's right.
She walked with Teddy, which I thought was a real insult.
Nice to everyone's carrying on. What a great lady. What do you mean, marrying guys for their money? And
that's the way I felt. I know, my mother-in-law's been crying, my wife's been crying.
All right, so you went up to the apartment, so did you see, like, Teddy Kennedy and stuff sitting there?
Teddy wasn't there.
Oh. Was he drinking the embalming fluid?
Is that a
we would have left some behind.
I don't believe that's on the list of drinks that AA says you can't have.
Is that a kegger?
No, I got to see the body.
Well, he never said he had a drinking problem, He never said that. He never admitted that in public.
Well,
and he's a damn good driver, too, right?
He might have drunk too much. All right, so anyway, so you walk into the room, and, like, no one's there, right?
Oh, no, they were there.
Who was there? How many people were there?
Well, Maurice Templeton was there, I guess, her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Must have been a bald-headed guy, looked Jewish. It must have been him.
That's him.
And
either that or it was Gorilla.
And it was an older woman. I think it must have been her assistant or whatever. And then the people from the funeral home, people had to sign for the equipment and whatever, and I set it up, and then I left. And
so you were in
the
bedroom.
So was she like just laying there on the bed, or she was?
Yeah, she was laying in the bed.
In a casket, or just?
No, laying on the bed.
How'd she look?
Well, Howard, cancer really can age a person.
Right.
And she really looked like she was about 80 years old.
Wow.
She didn't have that much hair. Very weak, very pale.
Right.
Her face, cheeks were sunken in.
Right.
Yeah, she lost a lot of weight.
Well,
are we talking like looking as bad as like Johnny Carson?
Well, let me put it this way.
It was frightening.
It was sad. I mean, here it is. It was when you see anybody that's stricken by cancer, it's a quite sad statement.
So what do you have to do? You have to hook up the embalming fluid to something?
No, I just plug everything in, and they know what to do. I'm not qualified to do it. I'm not certified by the board. I just deliver it.
Oh, and then what do? They pump it into your body?
No. There's one injection they make in one part of the body, and another injection they make in another part of the body. And then what they do is they drain the fluid out. They drain the body fluids out, then they drain the blood out first. Then
That's
they put the embalming
wacky
fluid.
job, man. Right in the house. That's a wacky job.
Who says, hey, I don't want to do that for a living?
Yeah.
A lot of Italians, believe it or not.
Oh, thanks.
Really?
Glad you asked now, aren't you, Gary?
That and stonework.
You know, it's funny. The Italians and the Irish, I mean, everybody I deal with, Italians and Irish, they love death. I'm telling you. Do you know, like one time...
Oh, you're not kidding. You know that any Italian or Irishman, when someone dies, they have that body, they party with that body for 4, 5, 6 days
That's
sometimes.
why they came up with this idea of embalming.
Yeah, because they party with the body for so long.
Only 3 days, Howard,
Yeah, food, but it's weird. I mean, to me, the strangest thing is having a body on display in a room where people hang out for 2, 3 days with the body and party
hang
with
out
it.
with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really weekend at Bernie's. And Italians and Irish guys love that.
Oh, they love that. You know, I'll tell you what's so weird. I one time went to one funeral home for a wake that I had to visit, and they actually had flowers shaped like a clock with the day of death, the time and death on there.
Oh,
yeah.
Like if the person died at 10:15, you had daisies pointing to 10:15 or something like that.
And people sit there. You know, in real life, most of these people never even play with their kids. They play with the body more than they played with their own children.
That's why I tell you something, Howard. You know, I'm not Jewish, but I tell you, I like the way the Jewish people do with the Sit Shiva. The family is there.
The Jews get the body in the ground.
The body's in the ground, the family's with each other.
The body sometimes goes in the ground before the body is technically dead.
Well, no, they don't even embalm.
No, they just throw it right in the
What I like
ground.
about it is that because a family...
Because why would you want to eat your heart out sitting there in a room for 2 or 3 days looking at a dead body?
Yeah.
I mean,
half the time the person died, was so ravaged by disease they don't even look like themselves anymore.
No.
The Jews, one thing you got to say about the Jews, they get rid of the body. In fact, I saw one Jewish film, they tossed it out the window. So quick they got it out.
Well, you know, the Italians and the Irish, especially in the old days, because I know my father went through this, it was very common to have the funeral in the apartment.
Very common.
My father had a brother that died.
Yeah.
And they had the casket in the apartment. I was at my grandmother's apartment. It was only a 2-bedroom.
Right.
You know, a small little apartment.
Yeah, and so like when you walk into Jackie Kennedy had been laying there already a day or two, right?
Yeah.
So
really?
No, she wasn't laying there a day or two. No, we came that night.
That's what
the body wasn't even cold when I got there.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Why'd you touch it?
No, I didn't touch it.
Did you do
I'm
anything?
not allowed to even touch it. I just went in, set up the equipment.
Did you kiss
for
the
a
box?
second and then left.
So was she nude?
No.
When you got in there, they must have...
I am not Howard. I just deliver the equipment, okay?
But you saw her, right?
I'm just a gavone that delivers the equipment.
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
you saw the body.
Yeah, I saw the body.
And it was nude, right?
No, it was not nude. She was still in her,
in her jammies.
in her pajamas. Yeah, she was. I mean, the body was look.
What was she
looked
wearing?
Like she was sleeping, Howard.
What was she wearing?
Bunny.
Bunny.
She had the flap down in the back.
Oh, God.
Did you kiss the box?
You know, sometimes, Howard, you're very perverted. But you know something about it?
Well, it's
I
funny.
like it.
That's funny. So let me get this straight. What was she wearing?
Well, she wasn't wearing any,
like a nightie?
Well, she was wearing, just like a
Victoria's
looked like a
Secret.
flannel. I don't know.
She had Victoria's Secret on with, like, garters and...
Merry Widow.
The Merry Widow.
Well, the one thing I could have sworn for sure she had the TV set was on there when I came in.
Hey, wait a second.
What
Do you
was
hear
she
that?
watching?
Do you hear that?
What?
Favorite picture.
I hear JFK Jr. rollerblading over here to strangle me. So what was Jackie O watching?
A little bit at a funeral. They did have.
What was she watching on TV?
What?
What was Jackie O watching on TV?
Well, I think it was your Howard Stern's one. No.
It was my new video,
Yeah,
1-800-52-STERN.
yeah, killed her, yeah.
Order it now, 1-800-52-STERN.
Well, that I just wanted to throw that plug in for you.
Yeah, thank you.
But no, it was quite a quite a sight. I mean, I just thought it was kind of weird to. I mean, it was very quiet, very sedate. There weren't a lot of people milling around, and I just came in and left. Howard, if I was there for like 3 minutes, I was there a lot.
Right, I got you.
The ride up in the elevator was the biggest deal.
Well,
I had to ride up with a doorman. That was the biggest joke.
Nice apartment,
the doorman was watching me like a hawk.
Yeah, right. Like you're up to something.
Well, like I'm going to steal something or something. He walked me all the way until he got into the room, and then he didn't go into the room. So I went into the room.
Yeah, who's watching the doorman? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, who's watching the door now?
I don't know.
He's up there.
I don't know. I don't know. All I know is I came down, and I just walked past the crowd afterwards.
So what's the apartment like? Like huge?
Oh, it's gigantic. 15 rooms, Howard.
High ceilings?
Big high ceilings.
And lots of wood.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's the way you and I should
I only
live.
went through 3 rooms, but
I heard there were Pierre Dur furniture all around.
Yeah, you should have swiped something.
No.
I would have taken like a little memento. Hey, they're not going to miss it. They got plenty of money.
Story, yeah. I'll tell you what was really funny. I was when I was coming up on the elevator, right, and I was there was a kid that came to pick up her medical equipment,
Yeah.
and I don't think he even knew who the hell she was.
Yeah. Well, maybe because he's like a young dude or something.
Yeah, I don't know. You know.
Hey, dude, I got to go.
Hey, listen, Howard, I want to tell you something. It's a real pleasure talking to you.
Thanks
Robin,
for the exclusive.
Baba Booey.
You know more about it than Cindy Adams does.
Well, look at it this way. I think Cindy Adams' career's dead, so we just got to bomb her.
Hey, let me tell you, you ought to deliver some embalming fluid up to Cindy Adams, just
Why?
in case. Well, she could go at any time.
Check Joey.
She'll look a hell of a lot better, and I don't want that.
All right, thanks, man.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye. Yeah, the embalming fluid actually spruces you up.
Well, it's interesting because everybody always sits there going, she looks really good.
Yeah. Well, that's because as bad as she looks, once they put the embalming fluid in, it somehow revitalizes.
Up a little bit?
I said to Jackie, take a little shot of that. Jackie Martling, I mean.
It's like the Fountain of Youth.
Maybe we ought to get some embalming fluid in here before I go on TV or something. Before I do my movie. All right, let me take a little break. We'll do some more news for you when we get back.
You're back with the Howard Stern Show.
Looking over my Tonight Show ratings.
Numbers still coming in?
Yeah, well, the same numbers. I just keep staring at them.
Oh, I see.
Because let's face it was my ratings, not Jay's.
Yeah, I mean, when you compare them to Jay the rest of the week, your ratings are phenomenal.
Jay with an 8 to Letterman's 4.5. Ooga.
Letterman ought to look at that.
Yeah, well, I don't want to give the impression that I'm mad at Letterman in some way, or...
Why would you be?
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm just saying it because Dave doesn't treat you as well as Jay does.
Yeah, he doesn't roll out the red carpet.
It was very obvious that Eddie Murphy said, can your bits tonight, get me on first and get me out of here.
Is that right? Is that what he did?
He did the top 10 and went right to Eddie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's the way he always does it, though.
He doesn't do other bits.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Only the top 10
right.
and then right to
No other bit.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you one thing, boy. Those Tonight Show people, you saw how they were kissing my ass. Every which way but sideways. The producer.
Everybody there made a special trip to you.
Yeah. I like to get my ass kissed. Felt good.
It felt like you were in show business.
I almost felt like I was in show business, Robin. You're right. I almost felt important. I'm Howard. I'm important.
Mr. Stern?
That's okay. Call me Howard.
Howard, there's a fruit basket from Jay.
Okay. Felt full of myself.
That is a nice studio, though. Ooh.
8H? Yeah, they were taping the same place they do Saturday Night Live. Except everybody was on folding chairs because I guess they didn't have time to get some, seats in there, so they look kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Hey, what'd you think of Stan Dworkin, how he looked, my running mate?
He looks excellent. I have to hand it to Ralph.
Yeah.
I didn't know Ralph was capable of such good work.
Yeah, he did a great job with him. He did a whole makeover with my running mate, Stan
I thought
Dworkin.
he'd look like you.
Yeah, like a big, hairy guy. But you know what's kind of weird, too? That, Stan Dworkin carries himself differently now.
Yeah.
He's all impressed with his new suit and his new hair, and
it does something for the man.
he should just lose that mustache entirely, but Ralph cut it down considerably. But Stan's
Yeah,
wife...
and it's not as obnoxious as it was.
Yeah.
She's got to be thrilled, right?
Yeah, the wife is like, I got a
She's in
handsome
love
man.
again.
Oh, yeah.
I got a new man.
She was looking a little harried before he did the makeover.
He looks like he's on a honeymoon now.
Oh, you kidding? Woman was completely beside herself. Then Stan came backstage to hang with me after the Tonight Show, and, all of a sudden I'm taking pictures with Stan and his kids, and I was trying to get out the door. You had to see what was going on. I said, Stan,
I left before all that
I
happened.
said, Stan, I know you're my running mate, but I really want to get out of here, okay?
He really wants to prove to people that he knows you.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so you were doing the news. We did Jackie O, and I think we did a beautiful tribute.
I think so.
Thank you.
The funeral is going on now.
She was a big part of our lives. I think we should say something.
She was a big part of our lives?
Yes. Our lives growing up.
Did you shed a tear?
You want to know something, man? In all seriousness, I get kind of affected by it because, to me, what Jackie O represents is, someone who was really... It's hard to believe that she got that old, you know what I mean?
Well, she was an adult when we were children.
Yeah, and it's, weird. It's all of a sudden someone who represented your childhood. She was one of those icons that represented your childhood. It's, gone. You get that weird feeling. But with me, because I'm so heartless, the weird feeling only lasts about a second. And then I'm right into my, my obnoxious sort of, hey, what's so great about Jackie O mode.
Yeah, well, it was the first thing I heard on Friday morning. My alarm clock went off, and then for some reason or other, the radio came on.
Where were you when you heard about the death of Jackie O?
And so the first thing the radio said was, Jackie O is dead.
Well, the radio didn't say it. The announcer said it.
Well, same difference to me.
Well, I just don't want to mislead anyone.
And it kind of made me feel weird right there at the first, the first thing in the morning was like a terrible setup
Right.
for my day.
Yeah, I know you were acting very strange that day.
Jackie O is dead. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, and hey,
Owen.
hey, let's go listen
Hello,
to some.
love.
Let's go listen to some Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Hello, love. Jackie O is dead.
What station was on that you got the news from? Hey, I hope it was a top 40 station. A lot of echo when they say, Jackie O is dead. All right, let's go see what we've got on the weather chart this morning. On the weather chart, it tells us that it's going to be beautiful for the funeral. So let's see what we can play here for you this morning. By the way, the expressway is crowded. Sale at Sears today, and once again, repeating the big story of the morning, Jackie O has croaked. So let's see if we can't get a little bit of Jim Bailey on here doing some Barbra Streisand now. Okay, here we go. WABC. That's right.
Fun City.
Jim Bailey's on the radio. Also, in case you're just tuning in, big news coming out of New York City. Jackie O dead. All right. All right, okay. Nothing like getting the news about some icon dying from a top 40 guy.
Yeah, when you hear about it that way, kind of.
Hey, a lot of us feeling kind of sad this morning
Take the
because,
bloom out of it.
normally we don't feel anything because we're, disc jockey robots. But let's see what we can do this morning about the death of Jackie O. By the 7th caller, you'll be getting your WABC Memorial Pillbox Jackie O hat. So give us a call.
We've got
7th call.
tickets to the funeral.
That's right.
Here.
That's right. Exclusive. We've beaten out all the other radio stations.
You must have heard that the funeral is by invitation only.
That's
and
right.
We are the only station that got a few tickets.
That's right. We've gotten the tickets through John. So he's a big fan of the show. And we'll be giving those away all morning right here at WABC. WABC Chime Time. Ooh. 20 minutes in front of 11 o'clock. Chime time. Chime time. Yeah. Chime time, WABC. Boss Radio. Fun City. They had a jingle for everything.
Yeah, I was just reading that chapter in the book about NBC. In your book?
Yeah.
Where you talked about jingling in and jingling out.
Jingling. We were always jingling. Yeah. We'll be jingling at the top of the hour for Jackie O. Moment of silence, that's right. Matter of fact, in honor of Jackie O, we'll be giving away the Pillbox hat and the pair of Jackie O commemorative skis, the same skis she wore on the funeral day of Aristotle Onassis.
Yeah, we got some Jackie goodies for you.
And speaking of Jackie goodies, that Pillbox hat will have an insignia on the side that'll say WABC on it.
You know that original Pillbox was designed by Oleg Cassini, and he has signed.
I saw Oleg Cassini on TV talking about Jackie O. I said, they're running out of people.
I didn't even know he was still alive.
She had a lot of grace. She was a beautiful lady and really knew how to carry the clothes. She brought glamour, I think, mostly, to the White House. Like I did.
Yeah, her own Henry Kissinger of fashion.
Yeah, right. Yes.
She brought a sense of fashion, a sense of style. She was, how you say, she had that certain je ne sais quoi.
Now, where's the chow? Don't we get something to eat?
I'm hungry.
Where are the finger sandwiches?
Yes. Oh, look, real fingers from Jackie O.
Oh.
All right, what else is in the news, Robin?
The next one.
Yeah.
Put the Bulls to rest. There will be no...
Yeah.
Fourth consecutive championship for the Bulls.
I mean, the Bulls almost won without Michael Jordan.
Well, that says something, doesn't it?
It sure does. What does that say?
It says that if Michael had been there, the Knicks would be sitting home again this year.
Yep.
And by a lot.
You're not kidding.
Because they just barely managed to beat the Bulls.
Yeah.
Without him.
Well, you can't think of it like that, Robin.
No?
He's not there, and it's the best team in the NBA. That's what we're going here for.
All right.
Now, who do they play next?
The Pacers? Indiana Pacers?
Indiana Pacers.
So they are already complaining that they don't have a lot of time to get ready for them. And everybody's wondering how much this series took out of them and how much they'll have in this next round.
Patrick Ewing was sweating so much, and his jaw was hanging down so low. He really did look like Cro-Magnon, man.
Now stop it.
I mean, did you watch the game?
Not yesterday's game.
When he's out of breath and his tongue is wagging, I mean, it's scary looking at the guy. It really is. He's like, and he's got such a huge jaw.
He's big.
He's like close to ape. I mean, he really is.
Oh, I hope you meet him one day.
So
no, I hope I don't.
When you interview him and he talks, you're like...
Yeah, hey, he can talk.
It's amazing.
And then when he lifts his arms, after he scores a big basket, he lifts both his arms up.
Oh,
he's like,
stop that.
Oh, come on, it's very weird. You remember King Kong?
Oh,
when he used to, come on, it's like King Kong.
Zippy rollerblade.
Yeah, right.
Zippy.
Zippy.
He's one of those guys who was in the Clint Eastwood movie, right?
Right. But it's like Quest for Fire when Patrick Ewing lifts his arms up and he's all excited that he...
Well, I like that thing where they bang chest.
Yeah, that's good. That's very weird. Because apes do that at the zoo.
Oh.
They do.
It's always interesting to me what men do to tell each other you did a good job.
Yeah, like they don't want to kiss each other, but they want to do everything but. They want to like bang chest, grab us together.
Let's just slap our nipples together so hard.
Well, and Patrick Ewing has
we see stars.
Has that flathead haircut.
Mm-hmm.
Like every black guy on the team on most teams, Chicago even, and in New York, all the black guys now shave all their hair off.
That's the look.
So Patrick Ewing looks completely out of place because he has like hair and it's flat. His whole head is flat.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got the lower jaw. It looks like a baboon.
I don't know why you have to say that.
He does, though. I'm telling you. I don't mean anything bad.
Yeah?
He just looks like one.
He does not.
Then when he swings from the hoop...
Baboon. What does that look like?
Dude, take a look at a picture of Baboon. They got the really swooping jaw and the teeth.
He's got everything but the big red ass.
Now, that is not what he looks like.
Oh, yeah, come on.
If Jane Goodall, or what her name is, signing.
Jill, whatever her name is.
Yeah. How do you know he doesn't have a big red ass?
Raw red ass.
You never see. He doesn't pull on his shorts.
What is that woman's name from the San Diego Zoo? I forget.
Joan Embry?
Joan Embry. There we go.
Joan Embry, Sirianni Martley.
Onassis
Kennedy.
But there was a tragedy in the celebration following the Knicks' victory here in New York.
This is unbelievable.
Some kids ran into the street in Brooklyn and started shooting off guns. Real guns with real ammo to show how happy they were that the Knicks won the
it's like the Wild West
playoffs against Chicago. And this woman who had gathered her family and friends together for a quiet Sunday dinner heard this noise and thought maybe someone was shooting off firecrackers. So she got her kids to get down and get away from the windows, and then she went to look to see what was going on and was hit in the chest by a bullet.
She all right?
That was fired wildly.
She alive?
No, she is dead.
Oh.
They haven't made any arrests.
Oh. Give me a break.
And they don't know how many youths were involved.
Youths. Oh, man, this is like the Wild West.
Yeah, who would be running around shooting guns off in celebration?
Guess the embalming guy can get ready. More work on the way.
Really.
Especially in this town. I see everything's got to be ruined. At least it's not like Detroit where they kill everyone after the big win.
Well, we haven't won the championship yet.
All right. That's Detroit, they just burned the whole damn city down.
If we win the championship, we could be in for some looting and burning.
Yeah, there's a whole weird way of celebrating in the black community. If you win a basketball championship, you burn down your own... Yeah, I could see burning down Whitey's house, maybe, but they burn down their own house.
They tip over cars, burn them.
What is it?
Well, the worst year for any sports franchise was the year that the Detroit Pistons and the Tigers won.
Yeah, that's what I said.
They went through it twice that year.
Yeah, they burned down the town twice. I lived in Detroit. The whole town is like one burnt-out shell.
It's an ember.
Yeah. Like all the white people live in the suburbs, and have like, you know,
Which are clean and white.
Yeah, the clean and white, and they go in, you know, and even Grosse Pointe is right near Detroit, downtown Detroit, but that's all white.
Mm-hmm.
And then like in downtown Detroit is just like all burnt out.
It looks like RoboCop.
Yeah.
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 RoboCop.
RoboCop. Yeah. Yeah. They have Devil's Night in Detroit.
Yeah, Devil's Night. That's the other big night. Devil's Night is the night before Halloween, which, you know, Devil's Night exists here in New York. People throw a few eggs, you know, whatever. Devil's Night in Detroit is...
Molotov cocktails.
You Molotov cocktails and you kill people. Devil's Night. Yeah.
Yeah. Happy Halloween. Yeah. You're dead.
Well, what do you expect? It's Devil's Night.
And it's so funny because all the white politicians and everyone is afraid to address this problem in the black community. That people are shooting off guns and killing each other after big baseball and basketball games.
No, but you don't hear Jesse Jackson saying anything about it.
No.
Reverend Al Sharpton doesn't come out and say this is ridiculous.
Nothing.
And walk through the community saying, look, the Knicks are playing tonight. If they should win, put your guns in your holster.
Yeah, right. Can you imagine to be told not to fire off your guns?
Don't fire off your guns in joy.
I used to live in fear that someone from Detroit would be elected president and then they'd light off like nuclear bombs. Hey, can somebody tell the black people the White Devils invented basketball? Or maybe they'll get hostile about it. And
they don't care who invented it.
They don't?
They play it better.
Oh.
But don't you sing a rap song?
You know, I get all charged up after I watch the game, so I have like a little basketball hoop outside in my backyard.
Yeah.
So I took my girls out there, and, you know, right away I'm playing basketball. Meanwhile, I can't get the ball in one time.
Are you kidding?
Because you get all psyched up, you know, so you go out to play because you want to just try some moves out like you just saw. It looked pretty easy when Scottie Pippen does that one-armed alley-oop.
Uh-huh.
I can't stand still and do that.
You can't have no opposition
Right.
and do that.
I got my two little girls guarding me.
Daddy fell in the pool.
Yeah. Then we played OUT, you know that game, Out?
Uh-huh.
I lost to my kids. My kids are 8 and 11, and they beat me in Out.
Stop it.
Yeah, I sucked.
That's great.
I won once out of like 9 times.
Well, Howard, what is your relationship with God?
Right now, you mean today?
Yeah, how is your footing today?
Lately, I'm believing in it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm in a kind of a nutty mood.
Oh, that's interesting. I have to check with you because you do change.
Yeah, I don't know. Just can't believe that I'm so wonderful and this will be it after I go. There has to be more for me.
Have a universe and not want you to continue?
It's possible that there's just heaven for me and everyone else just dies.
He just wants to be with you.
Yeah.
Well, the nationwide Harris poll says that the number of people attending churches or synagogues every week has fallen to 43%.
Yeah, no one goes to, you know, organized religion. Organized religion did itself in. They made it so boring when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
It is so bad that none of us want to go as adults. They just turned us off. Instead of making it a place of celebration and looseness and just sort of hanging out and talking to friends and maybe talking about how you feel about the universe, they just beat the crap out of you with just all these stupid lessons and special voodoo that you do and talking about, you know,
and the same sermon every week.
Yeah, the same crap, and you had to sit there for hours on a beautiful Sunday when you could have been out playing or having a good time. At least if they did it outdoors and let you have a picnic. What's wrong with making religion fun?
The Atlanta Journal-Constitution took a poll, though, and they say 80% of Southerners believe in the devil.
And Santa Claus.
Compared to 70% of non-Southerners. So, hey, don't gloat too much.
Yeah.
8 out of 10 Southerners also believe that Jesus will return to Earth.
It's unbelievable how people are like into this voodoo stuff.
And 90% of Southerners believe extramarital affairs are morally wrong.
But they make good songs.
85% think it's wrong to cheat on taxes.
But they do it anyway.
And more than 50% say that sex before marriage is wrong.
Yeah, and 9 out of 10 Southerners talk to their pickup trucks. But I don't know. In my relationship with God, I wish you'd asked me that question before I did the Jackie O material. But
it would have reminded you to lighten up.
Well, I think I would have had a better relationship with God.
On his side, huh?
Yeah, but, you know, the reason people aren't feeling good about religion is it just became so damn boring. It's like the Greg Kinnear Show. Church is like the Greg Kinnear Show. You watch it, and then you're miserable. You have to be there for an hour.
Gets a very low rating.
Gets a very low rating. Turns everyone off the TV.
God is a big smirk.
Right.
Here's something interesting. An extra dose of testosterone may reverse the bad effects of aging.
Hey, let me get some of that.
Over 50, according to a new study.
Oh, yeah.
They did what they call a double-blind study, Howard. Gave some men testosterone injections. And
I thought you meant they gave it to Stevie Wonder and Jose Feliciano.
No.
Double-blind.
And they gave other men placebos.
Right.
The men on the hormone had significantly larger muscles and better strength.
I'm thinking of getting some of that. Seriously, can that hurt you?
Also, they were significantly stronger than those given the placebos.
Oh, yeah.
Men taking the hormone also had higher red blood cell counts and lower cholesterol. Another payoff was better sex. The people who were actually getting the testosterone, they and their wives knew it.
Oh, boy. I could use some of that, boy.
Listen to how your voice got low.
Do you think I'll be firing off? You know how they fired off guns after the Knicks game? Wait till you see me on that testosterone. Fire off my gun. Oh yeah. What is there any side effects to taking testosterone?
There could be, yeah. It could increase prostate cancer. They say larger studies are needed.
I don't have time to wait.
You want it now. Dom DeLuise has been cleared of those sexual harassment charges by a grand jury.
Of course.
Well, we were the first to stick up for him, weren't we?
We sure were. Dom DeLuise, you ever hear such a story? The guy, he's in a hotel, and the guy who delivers the bags and stuff, you know, the bellhop, he says he went up to the room 4 or 5 times, and Mr. DeLuise kept molesting him. Now, if you got molested once, why would you go back 3 or 4 more times? You can't take bring a guy up on charges.
I have a question, though. Why do they keep saying in the paper that the grand jury cleared him? Is it that they cleared him, or they decided not to indict him?
They decided not to indict him based on the fact that the evidence is shaky. In other words, there was no case there. A guy has no credibility if he claims, wait a sec, it's like, Robin, if I rape you, right?
Yes.
Come over here. No, if I rape you, okay, you bring me up on rape charges. Now,
yes.
if you go in front of the jury and say, not only did he rape me, but the second, third, and fourth times I went back to him, he raped me, then you got a credibility problem.
That's one thing. I'm just wondering about this phrasing in the paper.
Right.
You know, when Michael Jackson doesn't get charged after a grand jury investigation, it's Michael Jackson wasn't charged.
Right.
When Dom DeLuise goes before a grand jury, he's cleared if they don't charge him. So I'm just wondering.
Well, the difference is that Mr. DeLuise did not buy out his accuser. That is the difference. Mr. DeLuise went from the grand jury. He didn't even go in front of the grand jury. The accuser
yes, he did.
went.
They both testified.
Right. You don't think Dom is dating 4 of the guys on the jury, do you? Someone told me. No, of course not. Mr. DeLuise is all man, Robin.
I'm sure he is.
Hung jury.
You missed out on a good deal. Twitty City was sold.
Oh.
You know, Conway Twitty, the country singer, had...
I was going to buy it for you and rename it.
met with an early death not too long ago, and everyone knows that he founded Twitty City.
Imagine if it was named after you, Robin. I can't even say what I'd name it.
Who's the W?
Who's the W? That's all I got to say. And say it a few times.
Oh, you.
What'd they sell it for, $6?
I didn't get a price.
And bottle top.
Conway Twitty keeping people in his backyard and calling it Twitty City.
They're going to keep Twitty City open a little while longer, so, you know, the people aren't going to be thrown off right away.
Because people were living there. They were squatting.
But they look to make it
potty?
a Christian TV production studio and theme park. It's been sold to Trinity Broadcasting.
That's the same people just hired Judith Regan, isn't it?
Is that right? I don't know. Bobcat Goldthwait might be facing jail time.
Life in prison.
He was charged on Friday with 2 misdemeanors that could net him jail time for setting fire to a chair on NBC's Tonight Show.
Which Jay put out with a glass of water. I mean, I think they ought to lighten up on this guy.
The District Attorney's Office of Burbank, California, says his actions created a significant danger of harm to himself and others.
You know, I'm sure in retrospect, Bobcat now realizes he shouldn't light a chair on fire, but he was doing a comedy bit. It was funny. Even Leno says he shouldn't go to jail.
Well, Leno doesn't regulate the law.
But Leno, he doesn't?
No, but, he's not in charge.
Well, Johnny Carson always did. But Leno, I even talked to him about it. He said he can't do anything about it. I said, you got to go down there and see if he can't say a few words on Bobcat's behalf. I mean, he was a guest. He was trying to be funny, so maybe it didn't, it was funny. It just wasn't safe.
His manager says Bobcat never meant to hurt anyone.
I think he did. Evil Bobcat.
It was a stupid thing to do, says Tonight Show host Jay Leno. So that's how he's helping him.
Yeah, it was stupid.
I don't think he meant any malice. I spoke to him afterward, and he was very sorry. He did not understand the magnitude of what he had done.
What's sad is Letterman still beat him that night.
Fire and all.
Fire and all, lighting the chairs on fire. Light Jay's head on fire.
Hey, Jay, I tried.
Guess just trying to be funny, right, Bobcat?
Trying to be funny. Trying to do a bit. It was a comedy bit.
Why did you do it? Just to be funny, right?
Yeah, outrageous.
You didn't realize it was going to be a whole big problem.
What do you say, Jen? I like jail.
You meant no malice, right?
Where's my shotgun?
But anyway, Bobcat was supposed to come on the show, but he can't because he's facing criminal charges.
No, you know how it is when you're pending in court.
Yeah.
Prison haircut he's got and everything.
Yeah, he's all bald
He's
now.
ready to go.
Yeah. Oh, really? I think this will give him some good material once it's over.
No. Arsenio Hall can be seen talking about leaving late-night TV tonight on the Black Entertainment Television Network.
Another show that should be widely
I would
viewed.
just set him on fire. That would have been a good bit.
I'll tell you how bad it's gotten for Arsenio. This is his final week of the show.
Yes.
And they're talking about he's going to pull out all the guests, the big guests to come on, people who he helped and everything. See who the big guest is? Like Dr. Ruth Westheimer?
No, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, it was like...
I just thought that nobody's making a big deal about it, that this is his last week.
Nobody
you remember Johnny's last year?
Yeah.
We had to live with that for a year.
Oh, seemed like 2 years.
And to wrap up here, because it's getting late. Remember
I'm
week,
sleeping. I just fell out on my chair, Robin.
Last week I did a story about a woman who was being charged for performing oral sex on a 6-month-old baby.
Yeah. I've done that.
Well, some anonymous person, and I don't know if this is true, but some anonymous person faxed me that this is a common practice in some cultures.
It is.
When babies are fussy, the mothers perform oral sex on them to calm them down.
What'd I tell you? I know a woman who did that.
This seems to be more effective than using a pacifier.
It's true.
It is socially accepted in these cultures, and there is nothing new about it. It has been going on for many years.
And I had to be born here, Robin.
Things just never work out for you. You're not a lucky guy.
I know. What culture is that allows sodomy from your mom? Right, Robin?
Yeah, you say he had no problem with it.
No problem with him. The guy's now the president of the United States.
Now, there was a guy who didn't roll a blade to his mother's funeral.
Right. You'd be upset if your mother used to give you that kind of gratification.
He was broken up.
I actually knew a guy who, I don't know the guy. I know the mother. I didn't know the mother. I mean, yeah, I knew the mother.
Yes.
I didn't know she was doing it at the time. She's dead now.
She didn't do it into his adult years after he got married.
No, not after he got married. Ironically, his wife would never do it to him.
Go fishing.
But she used to, from the time he was an infant, she would give him oral sex.
And right up through adolescence and everything. He never wanted for anything.
No. Mommy.
Tell me when.
He didn't date until he was 30.
There was no need.
Mom, would you like to go to the prom with me? That's sick.
Newsweek magazine says Jennifer Capriati underwent drug rehab 3 months before her arrest last week on drug charges. She's back in drug rehab now.
Jackie, did you see her? At the drug rehab?
Yeah. It did, rap. I lent her some rolling papers.
These are zigzags. These are good.
This is the first time since 1932, I think, that they've had pan-German elections, Howard. The whole of Germany.
Pan-German.
Yes, will be voting on a new president today.
It's the first time Germany has a united nation.
Since 1932.
Who's running against Adolf Hitler? Pan-Germany.
Yeah. Helmut Kohl, the current chancellor, is backing Roman Herzog.
Really?
Yeah.
Great.
So it's interesting to see how Germany's developing since it's been reunited.
Okay.
And today is the final episode of Star Trek.
I'm going to be watching that, Robin.
Looks like it's supposed to be pretty good. Getting good reviews.
Number one, make it so. It's a guy named Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart, yeah.
He's always stressed out. There's too much work for him on Star Trek, so they had to give off some of his work to that guy, number one. It's too much work.
Number one should have been the captain.
Yeah, so
but
stressed
Patrick
out.
won't leave.
Right. He's all stressed out. Every time I read an article about him, he's stressed out because it's a lot of work for him. He's used to being in the Royal Shakespeare Theatre. 2-3 people show up, see him, does a show a month.
No pressure.
No pressure. Make it so, number one.
You know, and all the cast members are talking about how, it's kind of sad to go away. It's 7 years. But they are going to be in the feature films now, so.
All the black guys have been wearing so much, prosthetic makeup that no one knows who they are anyway.
Yeah, they can be replaced by anyone.
Yeah, that's good.
But I wouldn't even know what Data looked like.
No. Or that black guy who plays the Klingon. I saw him on TV. He was actually a handsome guy.
Yeah.
Worf.
He's a tall, good-looking guy.
Yeah. It's a good job when they put you in so much makeup no one can recognize you.
Well, now they've gotten real smart with all these, the Babylon 5 series and all the Deep Space Nine. Everybody's got makeup on.
Makeup to get him in a suitcase.
Data will be doing car shows and another
right.
with his yellow eyes.
Yeah, with Sulu. Like Sulu. They'll have them all confused, all the characters from the different Star Trek. Sulu will be there, Data.
I never needed monster makeup.
We were accurate.
Mr. Sulu, how do you feel being here with Mr. Data?
He has to wear yellow eyes like a clown. I never wore makeup.
But even that little guy who plays the bad guy from that other planet with the spiky teeth, anybody could get into that makeup.
Well, a lot of other kinds of shows are learning from that, like on Roseanne. They're putting a bag over her head. That way anyone can play her. It's unbelievable.
Maverick was number one at the box office this weekend, and New Yorkers got a jolt when they discovered that 2 theater chains have decided to raise ticket prices from $7.50 to $8. So far, other theater chains are holding steady, but expect prices to be on the rise.
Wow.
There you have it.
Thank you, Robin. Okay, so let's go home and watch more Jackie O stuff. Probably going to be a big funeral on TV. You don't want to miss that. Learn more about Jackie O.
Oh, today is the day that Khalid Muhammad is on the Donahue Show, and he gets to mention you.
Yeah, I'm going to watch
when
that.
He goes through his litany of bad people.
Good. It's better than when the phone callers mention me. Also, let me remind you about 1-800-52-STERN. It's going to come off the market. I was going to bring the big poster on the Tonight Show with me, and I had it sitting right there, but I just couldn't work it into that context, But the Leroy Neiman painting, the poster of the painting is in there, and it's really beautiful. Also, that too, we'll stop making them, so there'll only be a limited amount, and you watch them go up in value. Also, our new videotape is out, so you get the poster and the videotape, and you'll love it. You'll see everything that happened backstage, including the controversial party that happened in Newark, where we were banned from Newark by Councilman Henry Martinez. The party was so raunchy that he showed it to the other city council members. He showed our tape to them, and they banned us. What do you think of that? So see it all. 1-800-52-STERN. If you're a true fan of the show, you must see this. Plus, it's real funny. You must be 18 or older to order this tape because, quite frankly, it's disgusting as all our products are. And it is $39.95, $4.50 shipping and handling. Make sure, though, that you understand that this is brought to you by Infinity Ventures and me. Jackie Platinum, Joe Page Martling. Speaking of interesting items, what about Jackie's new Wild Comedy CD? It's $10 plus 3 shipping and handling. The price includes, listen to this, a full-color Jokeland catalog. Call 1-800-323-5464 for that exciting product. Also, this Friday, Jackie moves his live show over to the Stress Factory, May 27th. That's this Friday in New Brunswick, New Jersey. For dirty jokes and information, you call 516-922-WINE. Don't miss Jackie. Jackie also will be doing... What did I tell everyone you were doing? I told everyone this morning what you'd be doing.
You're doing, Barbara Streisand.
Right, Jackie.
No, Shirley Booth.
Yeah, Shirley Booth. Hazel.
My Hazel impression.
Yeah, he's going to come out in a dress and do
Hi,
his
Mr. B.
There it is. But you get to see that live.
He sustains. He doesn't just do one line.
No. He'll do a whole thing.
His eyes like her.
Don't miss Stuttering John's band appearing at the Pennsylvania State Fair at Philadelphia Park Race Track in Bensalem as John gets closer and closer to stardom. Pennsylvania this Friday night. And Stuttering John's band...
He's sneaking up on it.
He is. I mean, he's playing a racetrack. Stuttering John's band will be at the Agora in Cleveland next Friday, June 3rd. For more information, call 609-546-STUPID. His band is very, very good, and they've got a new CD out. Jim Bailey will be doing his Barbara Streisand show at the Charles Playhouse in Boston. For tickets, call 617-426-6912.
Oh, and something else is coming on tonight, the American Comedy Awards.
Is that right?
Shown on TV tonight.
They'll probably be doing a special ceremony to me. If you're planning a wedding or party and you need a great disc jockey, call Scott the Engineers, Rock and Entertainment, toll-free from any city, 1-800-PARTY-MC. If you'd like to hire Scott in the New York area, why, feel free to call 718-BAG-5040. We'll see you tomorrow.
Pure Rock on 97.1 The Eagle.